Here we are, folks. We are here, and we don't have much time to intro this. Hera bringing in his boars. Yo also bringing in his boars. Did Yo bring in two? Or did he miss one? He missed one.
One and missed one, like killed it?
No. Hera got three. Hera stole one.
Oh, Hera has three.
Yeah.
Hera has three. Oh, geez. So that's probably why the two villagers were going over there. Not the worst thing in the world for Lithuanians, because they do get that extra food. So if you're going to get a boar stolen, at least you can recover a little bit better. But still, that's a rough one for sure.
I'm going to just look back real quick, see where the boar spawned. I mean, it all happened right at the very start. And that one boar was definitely closer to Yo, but Yo didn't expect Hera to snag it. And we've seen a lot of games where people are going to try that, and it usually just ends up being 2-2.
And in addition to that, Hera just came forward with the scout, and he snags two pigs from Yo. He killed one and stole the other.
Also delays the house. So now Yo gets housed, and now Yo has to get loom. Dude, this has been a really fast start for Hera and an awful start for Yo. Hera
This is reminding me of the Viper set now against Yo.
True.
The first couple games just dusted, but he came back and won it. Let's see what he can do here. Yo is really good at recovering from messy situations like this. He's been playing these types of games for years and years and years with bad ping throughout a lot of them. And he'll figure his way back into this. He sent 4 villagers to the fish to recover the food eco. I don't think normally he'd have 4 villagers out here. I think he'd have 2.
Do you know, look at him try and slow down the opponent from pushing in this deer. Do you know what Yo's, and I know this is an ancient site now, but what his AoE zone signature is underneath his comments?
No.
I do. It's a in-game text that Hera sent to him 10 years ago, and this might not be the exact quote, but it's pretty close, and it's Hera saying, "No skill, just lag." And I'm just thinking they used to play in like 350 ping in the peer-to-peer connection days.
That's so on brand for Yo to keep that as like a badge of honor.
Oh yeah, it's like 10 years ago.
His signature, yeah.
Yeah. So you are right though. I thought of that because you mentioned the Yo's used to the ping. Yeah, absolutely. He's used to adapting and he's used to all that. But Hera, undoubtedly a massive lead here. Getting 3 boars versus 1 is a big game changer. And while Yo is trying to be frustrating for Hera on the front, he didn't take deer himself. So Yo will have no food underneath his TC. And the conversation I wanted to have was spears and skirms with Lithuanians can be really oppressive and difficult to deal with. But I just don't think Yo can go for that build as easily now.
I think the one thing that benefits him here a little bit is the fact that scouts aren't really the greatest thing to play on this map because you're so close and it's so easy to wall off your res, right? So even with all of that food there, Hera probably will move away from scout production and more into skirmisher production. And I don't know if he's going to have enough wood for the archer ranges. So he's going to get to feudal age, and I don't even know if he can build a range right away.
Yeah. I'm wondering, my initial thought was that Hera would try Man-at-Arms because Slavs can be good with that, and it could be a solid counter to the build we're expecting from Yo. Yo gets a nice hit there on Hera's scout, and Hera just 1 hit away, but Hera goes for the barracks, and we'll see what the follow-up building will be. I think he really wants to adapt his follow-up building to Yo's, but he doesn't know what Yo's going for because he has to flee with the scout right now.
So they're both taking the fish there. No demo from either. I think demo is really, really risky early. Unless you are against a player you know is a little bit careless with their villagers. Like if you're against Doubt, then maybe a demo is the best play.
Poor Doubt. Don't do him like that.
Did you see that clip on BF from like a month ago?
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Fresh in the memory, man. Fresh in the memory.
Yeah, so they back off the middle. Instead. And we've seen the middle, now that most of the fish is gone, we've seen this be abandoned a lot of the times, but it's also really valuable to have long-term to get galleys out to disrupt the farming eco.
Hera watches games from previous rounds, especially against opponents he might face, And if he watched the border dispute games from Yo, he knows how much Yo wants to prioritize that middle area and keep the galleys coming out. So he wants to keep contesting that because that could be a brutal area to lose. So this is actually, considering the start, it's not too bad for Mr. Yo. We now look at the food eco from Hera. 7 on food right now, not super impressive, right? He did open scouts, but nowhere to go with them early. And he's just now adding the range as Yo is the person coming forward with the pressure.
A tiny detail here, both players can pull their ships back to TC range to defend on water against spears or against the fires. I think that's the case with Yo. Well, actually not really the case against a fire because the fire hits from range. And there comes the scouts from Hera. And Yo focused on disrupting Hera and attacking on the house there. And that's a Lithuanian spearman. It should get the kill, and this skirmisher does. So Yo gets the villager kill.
That's a good start for Yo, but we still had the scouts there getting some value from Hera, and the scouts are going to be very annoying at the back. Yo needs to constantly keep a spearman there. Still, pressure from Mr. Yo early after getting a boar lamed, after getting 2 pigs lamed and having to adapt his build. Really solid recovery here. Hera starting to add the farms, and they can add up with the slabs. Once you get that farm eco rolling, the food is going to be flying in.
Yeah, I think what Hera will be disappointed by is that the scouts didn't really find a timing. A lot of the spears and skirms came forward from Yo.
It's tough on this map, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's tough against Lithuanians. And Hera was probably really hoping that Yo couldn't afford this, that Yo couldn't produce this, or that Yo is going to be struggling with some other aspect of his eco. I agree. Yo's done a really nice job. That lame, if you could call it that at the start, could have put him in a much worse position.
I mean, he did kill the fire with the scouts, so credit to Hera for finding some value with those. And now Yo is going to have to try and get back on there. You can see he can't go through the middle without taking damage from the fires. That's the value that middle pawn gives you. But now Hera has to come back and deal with this army somehow. He's got 3 skirms in the archer range, 2 scouts coming back. Might be able to do it, but I mean, there's 4 spearmen there from Yo.
Hera will want his skirms to kill off the spears. And then Yo will hope to just use his faster skirms to kill off Hera's skirms. It's a very weird meta. It's not really like the standard counterplay to just match the opponent's numbers. But Yo has to respect the numbers. And the last thing he wants is to get this army killed off before reinforcing with the next one. So he runs around. And he does have more spears and skirms available.
He is on gold now. Does not have a blacksmith yet. So he might be able to put that into a fire galley and then get fletching afterwards.
I think Hera pretty happy with how things have gone so far. The score is crazy for him, but that's just because of auto scout. That 1 HP scout from him is auto scouting on the back. And that we laugh at that because it's something a lot of noobs will do, but more people need to save that. Even today, just saving that extra scout and getting that vision, especially when up against Lithuanians, knowing where the relics are later on is going to be massive.
Well, usually Yo is really good at that. He will save the 5 HP scout or whatever, and then he'll have 100% exploration as he continues to harass the wood line. Hera's massing scouts and getting to a concerning number of them now. With the skirmishers behind, but fletching is in first from Yo.
Hera does this thing where when an army comes forward that he should be worried about, he kind of just stays, right? And what happens is people will back up because they think Hera's got the army to deal with them right then, and they won't actually harass. I like how Yo actually didn't get scared there. He's respecting it, don't get me wrong. He knows that Hera's going to make a lot more army. But he didn't just, like, stop harassing the Vills. Because if you stop harassing the Vills, then Hera stops production entirely and just goes up to Castle Age. So he's really forcing
Fire galley
Hera's
comes
hand.
out from Yo.
Yeah.
Fire galley from Yo, still on gold with quite a few. It's bloodlines from Hera, just able to afford that. And the skirms push forward from Hera. Do we get a demo from either player? We get a demo from Yo, but I don't think Hera's coming onto the water here. After he sees that fire, I don't think he's coming back onto the water.
We'll see. I mean, Yo is walling in a way that forces Hera through the middle, but Yo's army is just standing there. It's super easy to have a hole in your wall when you're walling like this. Yo has done the classic house wall, though, so he should be more protected. I don't think there's any holes. And Hera...
Pretty good start from both. Pretty good game so far.
Sees the flag. Yeah, agreed. And there's the
demo.
And you might as well go for the fire, and at least you get something.
Yep.
But now Hera will have the freedom to move in
I don't know
against the
if
fire
Hera
ship.
expects the second demo, though. He might have expected the first. I don't know if he expects the second. It's about to pop out. Yo's clearly trying to just bait him in here, and Hera doesn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. Hera probably thinking about the timing. It feels like it's natural that there would be a demo, and he'll make a demo himself. But yeah, pretty close game. The thing, though, to remember is Slav farms are the fastest in the game, and Hera's got a lot of them. So he's spending food, but it's coming in much faster. I think, well, pastures, I think, are stronger. It feels stronger, at least like per villager work rate and all that and cost. But pastures, I don't count as a farm. Maybe I should.
Elitist.
Yeah. But then you have to, it's 2 vills on a pasture, and then you have to think about the cost. There's only 100 wood. But how many civs can you make, this many scouts, this many skirms, get these upgrades, and then still be on your way to Castle Age soon? Yo's up faster, though.
It's up faster, but wheelbarrow, that's going to supercharge the farms. And with bloodlines, these scouts have a lot of HP, and they're putting out a lot of damage against these houses. And you can see Hera just kind of causing a lot of problems for Mr. Yo. He's got 5 villagers repairing as Hera buys resources, and he's going to go up to the Castle Age with a really good farming eco behind 19 farms of Slavs. Oof.
So it wasn't actually auto scout. It was a manual scout from Hera, but look at his Fog of War and see how much he's seen. And that gives him vision on most of the relics, but also where Yo may go with new town centers later on. And Yo doesn't have that same intel.
It's actually kind of funny, yeah, when you compare the line of sight from both of them.
Crazy.
Yo is just in the middle here.
Yep. It would feel natural for Yo to go for a stable to mix in some knights, but he doesn't have one yet. So maybe he continues to play defensive in Castle Age. And plans around upgrading the skirms and the spears, make it elite skirmisher and pikeman.
With that, though? Can you even survive with that? I don't know. You have to keep water pressure to shut down that side of your base.
Yeah.
And then you have to somehow keep these scouts and these skirms out, because if Hera's up at a reasonable time, which he is, you're going to be under a lot of pressure here.
Yo had a similar predicament against Viper where he was behind and he just got to town centers so much faster and defended. So he has shown it before. And Lithuanians get the extra food from their TCs. And he's up. And Yo's going for War Galley. So this is a much bigger water investment for him than Hera. Hera just has that one demo, hoping to hit spears and skirms.
He needs to go War Galley, and he's going monks too. So double monastery there from Yo. Hera's not going to see that because he doesn't want to come across the center water area here. Let's see if he can scout that early. Meanwhile, Hera doing something really nice, going for the walls in front. Demo might be able to come out. No.
Wow. Also, what happened to Yo's fire there? Did he lose that or did he delete it? I think he must have lost it, but I don't know. I missed it. I was too busy looking for the demo.
I really like how Hera's walled in front there. So many people just leave that open.
Yeah, agreed.
And especially against Mr. Yo, who might just send a couple knights in and distract you. It's really, really nice to have a secure base. Now Yo tries to take the fight over here. He's got the knight. He's trying to take it before the elite skirm upgrade is in. And he's found himself some decent kills. And the scouts from Hera still have to be really careful about the spearmen there. So he's trying to pick them off one by one.
Dave, I just don't think you can be advancing forward with this army if you're Yo. It was a horrible situation. Like, you need pikemen to keep your monks protected, right? All of his spearmen get sniped. Yo feels like he had the setup to play defensive, but then his army just advanced forward. And by the way, he deleted the fire. He thought it was the demo. So just a couple things not going right for Yo. And now you've got Hera with full map control, except for maybe the water. And Yo's going to have a lot of work to do here.
Hera doesn't get the monastery up in time, and that first relic is in for Mr. Yo. But with double monastery, the last thing you want to see is a group of like 15 light cav.
Exactly. Yeah, the spearman would have been so beneficial. Monk there goes down. Light cavs could run right through the middle, but they have to respect the demo. And Yo's next demo is going to have to hit, I think. Let's see if it does. He goes for the gates. Hera can't run
nice.
through. That's well played. The light cav will dive for the monk. The demo comes out and it gets the hit. That's what Mr. Yo needed. And he gets it.
It's a big hit. That's a big hit there. And Hera took a chance. He saw the flag, but he wanted to go for the monk. He wants to shut down these monk numbers early. He has lost quite a few light cav here. And he's going for another demo because he sees how weak those fires are for Mr. Yo. He's also going to have monasteries of his own. He's going for a second monastery too. So he's going to try and convert these fires. And the water contest is on for both of them.
Yeah, I think War Galley's a little preemptive here for Yo. I think you need fires and demos still. That's a lot of cav. Remember, that second TC's been up for Yo for some time here, and it's on Stone. He's got an 11 eco lead. The fights have not been good,
dude.
but he's like... Hera hasn't gotten into his base. Hera hasn't been using the light cap around the sides of the map, at least so far. And if Yo can get a castle up with Lithuanians, that's one of the most comfortable spots that Mr. Yo finds himself in.
Second dock for Yo.
That's really smart.
So he wants to completely control this water area. If he gets war galleys out, he can nuke the monks a little bit. It was funny, Hera deked around that dock with a flag on it because he thought there was a demo in there. It was only a war galley early, but the way things have gone, he would expect a demo. As another demo comes out, takes the monk.
Yo keeping some monks in the back just in case knights go to the woodline.
These vills are coming forward, and the demo is there!
Demo kills
Okay.
one vill. But the light cav are still there. The monks are there. Yo doesn't have a lot of army. He wants to drop a forward castle. Surely Hera knows with these villagers here what this means. And Yo needs more support. I think he needs a defensive castle now. There's no way you're dropping a forward castle.
He's not going aggressive unless he goes all the way around the corner. And Hera's now got some ships of his own. So Hera continues to fight for this water here. Third town center going up for him. Resources looking really solid. Kind of an imbalanced eco from Mr. Yo on the other side. But he does have a lot of monks. An atonement on the way for Hera. So good recognition that Yo is just hard committing to monks. As the castle goes up now for Mr. Yo.
Well, Yo had to think about this for a while. Because the plan was definitely a castle on Hera's face. But a castle here is pretty close to Hera's face. With the way the map is set up. So he should complete this. Yeah, really intense. And Yo still has the Vill lead. He can then make Latus. And this castle now protects the area. He could build a second castle next to Hera's monasteries.
It's cool how Hera has realized that if he loses the water, he's going to be in a really, really bad situation. And he hasn't gone for those counterattacks around the side. Normally, I think the counterattacks would be good. You try and pressure the walls.
Yeah.
But, like, if you just straight up lose this water 2 minutes earlier in the game, suddenly there's war galleys all over the place, and you lose half your base.
Look how many monks Mr. Yo has. This is against light cav. Like, this is crazy. He's even going for devotion, so Hera can't convert his units. But you cannot advance out with this many monks if you're Yo. He gets atonement, but so did Hera, and Hera converts 2 monks. Even though Yo had devotion.
Yep. Hera's monks are faster, remember. They do walk faster, so they can get to those areas a little bit quicker. That was unlucky for Mr. Yo, though.
Yeah. Big swing. But Yo is stone. And it feels like he's just waiting to place a castle on Hera's face. And Hera's waiting for that to happen, too. Because the light cav are not moving.
All right, atonement again. Devotion's in for Yo. Hera pulls back.
Hera's light cav dive in. There's demos waiting for Yo, though. Yo needs to bring the demos. The pathing was rough. Hera sees it.
Boom!
He's not expecting another demo. He sees it now.
He didn't get a single monk. When's the last time we saw that? Hera goes in with light cap, doesn't get a single monk, Tristan.
Yeah, true. And, dude, he's still waiting for that next castle. Mr. Yo. Vill count even. About to take the middle water. Putting Hera into awkward positions. Devotion's in. Monks will be converted. The Navy. The latest. The demos. There's so much happening. How can we make sense of it? How can Hera make sense of it? Oh, that's ridiculous sequence. I think the game is trending Yo's direction, though, as long as he can keep that middle area locked down. Because he hasn't gone for a counter raid at all yet. The second he does that, Hera is not prepared. And now the
And
latest come
he's
in.
got the latest on the right side. This game has just a completely different flavor than most border dispute games we've seen in the tournament. +2 armor now on the way from Yo. The latest absolutely cooked Leary. And that was the comeback. That was the moment where Yo started to come back into that set. And here come the villagers, and he's not screwing around. He's got 15 villagers coming out. There's no demo from Hera this time, and there's the castle right on the farms and on the stone from Hera.
He wanted it before. He's going to get to it this time. I don't see how this castle could ever be denied. The latest win the fight. And it looked so good for Hera. It felt so inevitable just maybe because of his reputation. But Mr. Yo has just shot out of a cannon here, and Hera needs an answer. But I don't know what that answer is to this many galleys and this many castles.
Yeah, just credit to Yo. He looks at this map, and we've seen it 3 games in a row in this map, where he looks at it and he says, yep, this is a water map.
Yeah, water.
If I control
castles.
the middle area and then I get castles up, my opponent will run out of space. Now, Hera's not out of this game. We've seen Hera come back from positions like this plenty of times, and he seems very calm. He's just kind of farming almost within range of that castle. He's trying to move his eco further back, but Yo is on a warpath right now.
Hera, I was just going to say, Hera needs a castle and imp. That's his comeback condition. And he has enough monks to make Yo really hesitant to move in with the latest. And that castle for Hera should go up. Now, I still think he should have some big issues only defending with monks. I think he's going to fall behind an eco because he'll lose one of those TCs. But Hera's eco setup is incredible, especially in the south. And with Trebs, Yo could be pushed right back here.
Yeah, he lost a lot of farms, but replaces them immediately, and he does have slavs. So that food eco is going to be coming in quite quickly. It will take Hera a lot of time, though, to get to Imperial H and then build the Trebs and push all this stuff back. So we'll see what Yo can do in the 4 or 5 minutes that he has until that happens. Looks like it's going to be another castle maybe on the left side. He's still trying to find more stone.
Yeah, he's going for light cav now because he knows Hera's monks are the key for him. But that'll take some time. You might just want to... Oh, no, you need to get away. Hera
Devotion pull it.
will find the TC on the left. What a great job from Hera to just macro your way out of this and realize that monks are the key still. Yo has not been pushing.
Great light cav raid.
Yeah. That light cap from Yo will not be enough on its own. That should be a conversion for Hera. The monk group heals up. And Hera should have Trebs in a minute. And Yo's still mass-producing army. It's going to be tough for Yo now. With another castle from Hera here, really tough for Yo to find the damage. But if he gets to the back corner, the monks are not there yet. They are fast with slabs.
Monks are heading over. They're heading over right now.
Yo needed these raids. He needed these raids to happen. Ever since that forward castle went down. Hera reacts. The monks are here. Dude, that speed on the monks are so helpful in these scenarios. It's crazy.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's just a defensive unit. You can move from one side of your base to the other really, really quickly.
But if Hera's distracted in different positions and he loses those 10 monks, it's honestly close to over. Those monks are the only reason he's got chances because Latus can snipe Trebs.
And also, good luck getting the monk technologies because Yo's killing your monasteries on the front. So he's going to get block printing there.
Hera might want to consider hill forts at this point so his TCs have extra range. But the TCs are enough to hold against the Latus.
Block printing might not come in on time.
Looks like
Yo
it will.
targets that monastery. It looks like it will, but the other techs are going to be a problem. The light cap trying to find the monk snipes is not going to get him. The latest pathing weirdly around that wall. Oh, God.
And the monks can always get more conversions. Block printing upgrade will complete. It's first Treb for Hera being attacked by the latest, but you're starting to see some desperation from Yo. That's worth it if he snipes that Treb. But look at the Vil count from Hera. If you just don't kill him, you don't completely kill him off, it always feels like he's got a chance to come back. And I like the wall on the left side. I would prefer that be a stone gate instead of a palisade gate. But that's the right idea there. Wall in your Trebs.
I mean, the annoying thing for Hera here is that Yo just keeps killing all of his buildings.
Yeah.
I think he's killing his houses, he's killing his stables, he's killing his monasteries, so Hera has to keep building them behind. But eventually, Hera will have enough to push this back. Heresy on the way for Yo. He doesn't spend that to go to Imp. He gets Heresy, kills the gate. He's going to snipe another Treb from Hera.
And he can back away with the latest, or he can stay there and kill the Vills. Heresy's about to come in. So, but you want to engage on the monks once you get Heresy. You don't want to engage anywhere else. You want to kill the monks. And he's losing a lot of his units. The conversions are coming in anyways. Yo will be stuck in Castle Age. And now his ships are going down. That tells Hera that Heresy's in now. But, I mean, he still used the conversions on the ships.
Back from Yo with the latest, but Hera notices it. So aware. 29-5 eco KD. Res collected in favor of Hera. Big part of that is those slab farms.
Yeah.
As Hera took out a TC, and he'll move on to that castle on the left. We have 33 on food now for Yo, so it's not bad as he comes in to snipe another Treb. But it's not fantastic, and it won't be enough to get him to imp anytime soon. He does take out another Treb. He might be able to take out a second one here.
The second he's not pushing, though, Dave, Hera's going to raid him to death, and he will have no castles. So Yo needs to have continuous aggression here. He does snipe another Treb. And he does have that big army in the middle. Like, I assume he's being patient with them and didn't forget about them. But that's a lot more than Hera's expecting Yo to have, considering Yo isn't moving in with them yet.
I think this almost carelessness with the latest is actually benefiting Yo right now. You said he needs to keep attacking, right?
Yep.
Like, he's already sniped, what, 3 or 4 Trebs? He's thinking about sniping these Trebs over here, and it's only a Palisade Gate, as you said, so that won't last very long against latest.
Yeah, if there's one mistake from Hera this game, that has to be a stone gate every single time. You've got the stone for it. Those Trebs would survive. Yo gets in, and Yo snipes 2 trebuchets. How many Trebs has he taken out? This is unreal. The one latest on the back killed all the monks as well. So Hera doesn't have a lot more.
Hard. It's so hard for Hera to deal with this when Yo doesn't respect the castles.
Yeah.
He doesn't respect the walls. He doesn't respect the Trebs. He doesn't respect the castles. And Hera is just losing villagers all over the place. Now 51 eco kills for Yo, but he does lose the castle on the right side. And Hera also raiding in the north. Lots of dead vills up there under that TC.
Yeah, I love the counter raid from Hera, but he's got to be kicking himself right now that maybe Pikeman didn't come in earlier. He's been making light cav against 0 monks. Slavs have Halb. He's been an imp for a long time. Halb could be the answer, and now Yo, on his way to the Imperial Age, literally the exact same population in both categories there for a second. Is 133 total, 117 eco, and 13 army. Crazy game. What a hold from Hera to survive, and then I thought he was going to win, and now what a hold from Yo.
Yeah, and Yo's managed to sneak in a 3rd relic, too. 4th relic, actually. So
wow,
4 relics
huge.
with the Lithuanians. Really solid. If you're going to keep making latest, you just need to make sure your castles are still alive. And he made that castle on the right side a little bit more defensively. The one on the left managed to survive. And it's reset recovery time for both players because it got a little crazy there.
Yeah, it got.
So they're just going to, sit back and slowly build up again.
Well, in these moments, it's eco upgrade check time and military upgrade check time. And Hera needs to do both. Yep. No bow saw and no heavy plow really hurts, especially with slabs, because you're farming through horse collar farms pretty quickly. And Yo snagging handcart, which Hera also doesn't have. And Yo with some ridiculous fight, but considering he is the underdog, it would taste so sweet to start the series off with a victory like this.
Yep. Handcart coming in, Imperial Age almost in, the latest. Still just keep running in. And Hera is constantly having to deal with this, right? There's villagers on the gold at the back. Hera needs to run away. There's another castle at the very back of his base. So Yo realizing that Hera's going to try and get some raids on him. That's a nice safe castle. And he's also producing latest. So he needs the castle locations in safe positions.
Yep. Hera needs help. Hera needs like 5 techs, and I prefer his position. He's got the Vil count. He just needs the eco techs. He needs armor for his pikes. He needs halb. But Dave, he is still trebbing castles. And you look at Hera's castles, they're set up perfectly. And he'll get to more. And also he could get detonates as well with Slavs. And then your castles don't cost as much stone as well. So just so much to think about.
Yo, no production here. Waits for elite latest. He gets it. It's such a strong unit, dude. Like, you cannot underestimate how good latest is.
Maybe Hera's not going for armor because the latest ignore armor. And then maybe you get the infantry armor later if your units are up against other units. So there could actually be some logic to that. But the monks for Hera finally most of them get cleared up along the front, and another Treb exposed for Hera. I don't think he's going to be defending that one. And that one goes down too.
More villagers. 77 villagers killed by Mr. Yo. So that's a lot of res that Hera's had to pump into replacing them. And the Halbs for Slavs, especially without Drazina, they're still going to win. They're still going to lose even number fights against Latest. Latest just absolutely mow things down.
What a game. This might be the best game on this map that we've seen, and it's game 1 of the finals. I think the key is you need chemistry if you're Yo. You might get excited about going Elite Latest because of the 4 relics and maybe go for a snowball with just 1 unit, but you need Heresy. You also need a demo to hop out of your dock right now. And he's got the Latest on the back. And the middle, Hera's got the Halbs, and Hera gets demoed.
Nice. Nice demo. It's just so much to focus on if you're Hera.
Yeah.
It's just like, again, dude?
Yep.
Again?
He's really struggled to
And
keep
another
his
trap
Trebs
on the left,
protected.
too. Yeah, I mean, how do you? Right? You can't out-repair damage from Latest.
Yeah.
And your Halbs are just constantly running around trying to deal with all of this. Mr. Yo, once again, in the back of your base, so there's half your Halbs right there if you're Hera. Trying to deal with that. And running again with the villagers. Trying to get some safe farm eco. Normally, we see Hera with castles all over his farm eco, securing it. He just had to put them on the sides to secure that area, and there's just not enough stone left.
Dude.
To go for the castles behind.
Every time Hera looks in one area to react, he's losing his little push on the front. And there's demos, there's Latest, it's everywhere. Yo's killed 100 villagers now. And now, if Yo gets chemistry and mixes in gunpowder, what is Hera supposed to make? He's completely stuck on Halb. He's got no raiding potential, at least for the time being. This is looking great for Yo. He's going to make his own Trebs now to push Hera. I said Hera's castle setup is good, but that one castle on the right is still very weak. If that goes down, there's a lot of exposed eco behind it.
Yep. Limited number of monks now for Hera. That heresy tech really benefited Mr. Yo long term. Really, really helped him out here. There's another Treb at the front that Hera's not paying attention to. Okay, pulls it back.
Well, that's kind of what Hera needs, is he needs 4 Trebs and like 50 Halbs, and he just needs to stop moving, stop chasing for a second. But if you stop chasing, then you lose the Vils. So I think you can only really stop chasing like that and if you have the castle set up. So as the castle number goes up in his base, the likelihood that he chases the Latest when they raid goes down a little bit.
Finally, an eco upgrade for Hera. Handcart coming in. Still only first wood upgrade. No heavy plow.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I mean, that eco could have been so much better. Noticing Yo doesn't have a lot on gold in this moment. 0 on gold, actually. Latest are not cheap, and I'm looking around the back of his base, Dave. There is a gold on the very left that he could take that Hera's trying to take. But gold could be an issue.
He's protecting the cannon galleon with the demo. He's got the Latest coming in from the right side. He's trying to take care of these Trebs.
Yep.
So close to taking that down. The docks are dead, though, from Mr. Yo, so no future demos coming out. Latest will be able to deal with those Halbs in the middle. They're just so strong. And another Treb goes down from Hera, and he pulls the other 2 back.
How much gold is even left right now? We've got 8,000 gold. That's actually very little for this map.
Hera doesn't have that much. He's got like 3 tiles in the back of his base, and then 1 over to the right side, which is a little bit risky to go for.
As a cab player, I just love Yo's energy because these days, typically, you can't just go only cav. You have to mix in something to counter the Halbs. And Yo says, yeah, never mind. We're just going to go 1 unit only and win this game. I've got the attack for it. And Dave, Hera will lose that castle.
Yeah,
that's definitely
might
going
lose
down.
His 2 Trebs too. And the Latest, well, they got to be fighting in a big group against the Halbs. They can definitely win this fight against the Halbs. They just need to be fighting in a big, big mass. 16 plus 6 attack that ignores armor. Disgusting.
It's insane.
Restalling the Halbs, yeah.
It's insane. I still can't believe this unit exists. It's absolutely unbelievable. Man, Hera, 1 Treb on the left side. And that Treb will get attacked. That Treb could go down. And now Yo with a castle on the right to deny that gold just as Hera's about to take it. And Hera cannot see that castle's going up, Dave. This is going to be Yo's game. Yo is everywhere right now.
Holy cow.
He's just everywhere.
Cow. I mean, we've seen Hera recover from insane positions before, but there's nothing protecting those Trebs either.
Yeah.
How many Trebs have been sniped?
He can't keep up. He doesn't have the mobility himself, and he cannot keep up. and everywhere he looks, Mr. Yo is lurking with something. Even hoardings now for Yo, so that those castles are going to stay up. The only way Yo loses from here, I'd say, is if he doesn't make a switch into some type of trash unit. Just in the off chance he runs out of gold. But 200 pop and 50 army for Yo.
He's making a switch into Halb because he knows I've cut off most of the golds. And what does Hera do in situations like this? He raids his way back in.
Yeah.
So he's going to make a switch into Hussar himself and Halb. Skirmisher even wouldn't be the worst thing, right? While you have the gold. Tower shields as well could help. Drazina comes in for Hera, which is going to help a little bit. But the latest are still so powerful. Even with Drazina, it's going to be tough.
Man, for players who are in love with the Slavs, it must be painful to look at how many important techs have just not been in. Drazina with all these halbs. Detonit's, the wood upgrade, the farm upgrades are coming in. There are the Hussars for Hera on the left. That's where Yo's prepping the barracks. And Hera holding on. And we'll have Drazina halbs now against the Latus on the right, and he's defending with his own Treb.
I think that the good thing for Yo is that he set up his castle safely, and that will help protect his eco. Because usually when Hera's raiding, he's not struggling against the raids because he has castles defensively, as we see from the minimap here for Hera. But his opponents have tried to pressure him and set up their castles aggressively, and they lose their whole eco because of it.
How is
Mr.
Hera...
Yo, the castles will help a little bit.
How is Hera still alive after losing 135 bills? That's insane. Like, this game should be over right now, and he's got Drazina now, which he didn't have before. So Yo might think he could still win the fights easily. That might look a little bit different now.
Out of stone.
Oh, man. Out of stone. Hera's out of stone. He doesn't really have gold to buy that much stone either. And he also...
Not a great fight for Yo, though. Loses a lot of latest here.
Oh, it's so tough to call this. Hera loses his castle, though. Yo's Trebs stay up. Yo can just back up now if he wishes to. And on the left side, Yo has Trebs with halbs. So now Hera needs to save that castle. Yo will lose those Trebs on the right side, but Yo's just slowly working away at Hera's castles at the moment. And Hera, he needs to at least Treb the right side to get that gold back right now.
Yep.
Crazy game. But again,
does
lovely
that Treb
stuff
go down
from Yo.
From Hera? It does! The halbs take out the Treb on the left. Oof.
Hera will probably take the castle on the right. Yo has 17 Latus left. That's it.
Out of stone again.
And he'll be out of gold soon. Hera will lose the castle on the left side. Murder holes, heavy plow, treadmill crane, all the late game techs that Yo can think of here he goes for. Hera's pop actually ahead of Yo's. Despite losing 2 castles in his base. Wow.
I mean, those relics are helping out Yo a lot at the moment. Really, really good grabbing those early. Needs to be careful, though, because we've seen this story so many times where a player has the lead and Hera's backed into a corner and just somehow manages to make it work. I think that's missing that second wood upgrade for Hera is just so brutal at this stage, right?
Yeah.
You need all the resources you can to spam trash like he's going to do. Good raid on the right side from Hera, right corner. Taking out the gold villagers from Yo. That's going to hurt.
Only 3k gold left on the map. Which civ is better with no gold? Probably Lithuanians in some ways.
I want to say Lithuanians, but like Drazina is so good.
Yeah, Drazina helps. Yep. And then
Yo
also
isn't tech into skirms either.
Slavs having access to siege ram can really be good when you get up enough gold to go for siege. Ooh, Hera's
Final
armor
infantry
upgrade.
armor gonna get denied.
Yep. So he won't have that. But still in the Halb v Halb fight, the Slav Halbs should be stronger with Drazina. That shouldn't be that close. What a game. Again, it's kind of slowed down. In these moments, they're adding farms. And look at how much Yo has on food right now. 85.
85. That's kind of a Hera eco right there.
Yeah.
And look at the latest production. Oh my goodness. He's got 30 again.
I guess he's going to go for the snowball then. He's going to wait. till Hera hard commits on the left or somewhere with all of his halbs and just go in for the snowball.
And you could just kill castles with these things.
True.
Just right-click the castle, kill it. Hera did get murder holes real early, though.
Yeah, but
Still.
no hoardings, no masonry. Like, that castle's 4,800 HP castle. Yos have 7,000 HP. Yos are hanging around for a longer. And I think the main issue for Hera, again, now is he's going to have to react to these Latus. And so he can't... If he stays on the left, he's in the wrong position. But he does have a bit of a Treb push going. You know, the relics for Yo are right beyond that castle. Nice job from Hera to mass up those Trebs.
This rate, though, he's going to lose the castle on the right side. He's getting hoardings now. He's getting masonry, the techs you talked about. Hopefully those can come in on time. He bought himself more stone. He's been buying stone a lot to repair these. And Yo, well, Yo doesn't want to lose that castle in the middle. If he loses that, it opens up the entire base.
Yo has no gold income. Once these 44 Latus die, he will not get many more of them. He has not made a single hand cannon. He hasn't teched into skirmisher. Like, these are things that could be a problem for him. Hera's Hussars hope to save his castle on the right side. They'll work their way around to snipe the bombard cannon, but I think the Trebs will stay... But one of them's still there, and I think that will stay up. But Yo lost his castle in the middle as well. What a crazy game.
Yo needs to start selling food while the price is still good.
Yo needs
53 gold to sell food.
Yo needs trash techs. Like, you need stables and you need Hussar yourself. You need skirms.
And there we go.
You need trash techs.
Armor. The skirm archer range went down to the Trebs from Hera.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, he's not producing any skirms right now, so it's not that big a deal. Hera's castle on the right side stays up. Stays up. Is Hera going to win this, Dave? Yo's base, middle of his base, lots of farms, all the relics. Hera's right there. Hera's got so many halbs. Hera's got a good eco setup. Like, Latus are expensive for Yo. He's not going to make many more. It really feels like Hera could pull off the comeback here.
A good castle from Yo in the middle of his farms, if he can get it up. And if he can keep the relics here, because Hera is pushing forward. Yo is just making Latus, man. He's just making Latus. Like,
I mean,
we gotta make something else here.
It's hard to say that it's a bad thing when he's killed 144 vills, but there normally is a stage in the game where you do need to use your remaining gold to make sure you are trash tech. That's what happened with Hera. He's been on Hussar. He's been on Halb. He got Drazina. Great job from Hera to protect the Trebs. And Hera knows this is the first time he's been going for raids in a long time. He knows that this could be his game as long as those Trebs continue to push.
Let's see if they do stay alive. He did take out the dock there. So no more demos, no more cannon galleons maybe coming out. This is a lot of Latus, but it's Drazina Halb. And at the moment, Yo doesn't want to lose this really valuable gold unit to just Halbs.
He doesn't know what to do with them now. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know where to be. The units are all super weak. The monastery with 3 relics are right there. Hussar Halb is going to win this game. If Hera continues this, Yo needs to somehow find an answer with no gold. It's going to be so tough. Hera 195 pop. Those 3 relics will eject now for Yo, and Yo is just rattled right now. He probably cannot believe it.
Hera's making monks too, so he's getting ready to snipe these relics. The Treb does go down from Hera. More barracks being added from Yo on the right side. Castle kind of protecting his eco, but Hera has been raiding with Halbs this entire time, and he's still very comfortable at 130 villagers. This is just... We knew it was possible.
It's
always
crazy.
Possible with Hera.
Yep.
But it's just every single time. You're wondering, like, how?
I mean, he was so close to going down so many freaking times. And Yo's lived it enough times to probably be feeling the same. Nice raid from Yo on the right. That's the spot to be with the Latus. Get some of that gold income. At least be able to get elite skirm and think about that. But I think, like, how Hussar is dangerous. Even having skirms on the field is relatively tricky if you don't have your own Halbs. What's benefited Hera is all his production's in the middle, and it goes to the left or it goes to the right. Yo's built up his buildings on opposite sides from each other, so if he produces a unit on the left, it takes forever to properly respond on the right. And there goes Hera just escorting that relic back. And he will save the other monk as well. At least for now. And Hera will have 2 relics. Res collected's even. Just crazy.
Yep. KD, look at the KD.
Yeah.
Yo is like 200 ahead.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah, the latest did their job. But eventually, Druzina helped. Just
Hera
too
doesn't want
strong to
that relic
contend
going
with.
back to the monastery. He kills the monk.
Kills the monk. Yo, he's making some Lycav now. But think about this, even without Druzina, the Slav Halbs still win because they have Blast Furnace, right? They're not as fast, but they still win. And then with Druzina, they absolutely win. Yo doesn't want that monk to make it to the relic. And he kills it. So it feels like we're just going to see a lot of this. But the raids from Hera are happening in the main eco from Yo. Where Yo used to have gold on the right, there's Halbs now.
Hera has gold.
And Hera has some golds. And this is looking more and more like Hera's going to bring this back. Remember when he lost 130 vills, he'd only killed 30? He'd killed 100 over the last 5 minutes. And gets
Bosaw coming in
Bosaw
for Hera. Bosaw coming in. Might be able to snag that final infantry armor upgrade too. He wasn't making it forever because of the latest.
Yeah.
Because he's going to deny another relic coming back from Mr. Yo.
Yep, there's that 5th relic there, right in front of the monastery. Yo's getting elite skirm. But I'm not seeing many archer ranges. And Yo loses Trebs on the right-hand side. So Yo has no siege now. He might never get that relic, Dave. I think Hera has pretty good chances to snag that himself right now.
Oh, he tries to get it. Yo's on the case, though. Yo is on the case. Detective Yo is on the case.
But
I don't know if he can stop this. He got a light cav.
As long as you bring it closer to your monastery, you're happy if you're Hera. And that relic is more than likely going to be yours now. What a crazy game. Raids on the left side from Yo have been happening. Hera always seems to have some army available. Another monk goes down in the quest to get this relic. But Hera has another monk waiting.
Winged Hussar. Elite Skirm with tower shields and halbs. All things that had needed to come in when he had the gold.
Yeah. It's
And
just
he was making more latest.
the
and it was
extra,
just more and more latest.
40 latest were he chose between that and all the other techs. He's still slowly trying to get these other techs in. And he might, but losing the relics is a pretty big one now. Because now Hera has the edge with gold income. Hera has 82 Hussars in queue. This game, it feels like it's kind of hard for the players to finish each other off, but it's just a raiding game, and the player who has Hussar is going to win there. And a Treb on the left side for Hera, pushing that corner. Yo needs to respond to that. What a turnaround. They're actually running out of wood. Like, wood is getting really inefficient.
Yeah.
Hera, I love the monks and the Hussars and the Halbs all just standing next to that Trebuchet on the left side.
Yeah,
he knows.
He's really, really turned it around in terms of protecting his Trebs.
Yeah.
Like, early on, he was tossing Trebs away one by one. Now, Yo trying to push through the middle with some skirms and some halbs, but he doesn't have any siege to complement that, so Hera doesn't have to be worried about this at all, essentially. And both players just kind of focus on this one Treb on the left. It feels like Yo wants to take it out, save the castle, keep that area with all that wood, and Hera wants to keep that thing alive and keep pressuring over there.
Skirms are here now. But again, the issue is when you need the skirms to always hit the halbs, and if you don't have a halb in front, the skirmishers are going to die very quickly to the Hussars. So as always, it all depends on how the engagements go. Treb on the left.
Treb dies.
No, it doesn't.
It stays alive! It
3
stays alive on
HP.
3 HP. Oh my goodness. One casual little halberdier. Just go poke that. Nope. Hera's repairing it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Hera and Yo all focused on the left side now, as that castle's painfully being repaired with what little stone is left. There are some halbs in the north for Hera that haven't found targets yet, but that is on a wood line that Yo is going to need soon.
How much is the Winged Hussar upgrade?
It's a lot.
600 food,
it's
800 gold. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 700 or 800 gold. So I don't think that's doable for Yo from here. And again, you don't get Blast Furnace. So when comparing them, the halbs and the Hussars are in my opinion, superior for the Slavs. And another Treb now. So Yo will lose not only this castle, but if the Trebs are still there, he will lose the barracks, which in a wood game is super difficult. And it's snowballing now with the pop. Yo has been maintaining population somehow for a long time, but he can't keep up with the army production anymore. And Hera's got quite a few Hussars that could find its way underneath these castles and up against farmers. And it's had this feeling that Hera had brought it back. The score didn't show that. The score shows that now. And Hera's just incredible will to survive. It's just crazy.
I think Yo's going to be kind of kicking himself, dude. He felt like he could finish it off with just the latest.
Yep.
And like, there was a moment there in late Castle Age going into Imperial Age where he didn't seem to care with his latest numbers, and that really benefited him. Like, he would just send them in, and Hera was completely overwhelmed. But then there was Imperial Age where he realized he's running out of gold, and he was too scared to go in with the latest, right? He could have just nuked the castle with the cavalry itself. He could have just sent it right into the back there and made it really messy.
Yeah, the same thing that benefited Yo of just YOLO, right? That eventually hit it hit him at the worst possible time, you know? The same thing that brought him the lead is maybe the reason he'll lose this. And in Hera's case, I mean, he just stayed consistent. He just felt, you will not kill me. Sure, I won't even get my tech that makes my castles cheaper, but I'll find enough castles in defense. And he lost so many Trebs, and yet he was still able to get more of them. And that's amazing. I know some people are going to say throw from Yo, but he never had a significant population lead or had done enough damage to Hera where I think I could even use that word right now. A back and forth slog.
It's not a throw, it's just...
He had a lead.
Some messed up decision. Yeah.
And now Hera gets the pleasure of knowing he's ahead, knowing he's brought this back, knowing what this can mean mentally, physically, at the start of a best of 9, by the way. And the damage that Yo is taking is just too great now. He doesn't have enough production. And all the blue dots, all the Hussars are going to run in. Again, Yo's got stamina better than 99% of us.
What Hera's doing on the right corner.
Losing this game has got to be painful. Oh, with the houses?
You see that?
The house around the lumber camp?
He's like, get out of my game, dude. Oh, my goodness. No, that's a win for Hera, and that's a rough one for Yo. You use all that stamina on game number 1. You had a lead. You know you had a lead. And then the game goes like that. To be fair to Yo, though, he did kind of pull himself back into that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Hera had to lead for portions of it. Yo pulled himself back, and then Hera really pulled himself back into that in Imperial Age. Impressive play from Hera. Holy.
That was an amazing game. I mean, the survival from Hera there was unbelievable. I do think that if Yo skipped the last 40 latest, went for full trash play, and remember at that time he had the corners locked down with castles, I think this is a game that he can win. But when you're up against Hera, you might not want to play that type of game because he's so good at it. And he just thought one more fight with the latest is so much easier than all the other things I have to do. Momentum for Hera has got to be sky high now. And I'm just going to remind myself and remind everyone that Mr. Yo, in the previous 2 sets in this tournament, he lost early games. I didn't think he was going to have a chance, and he ended up taking it to the 7th game over many, many hours. So Yo should have what it takes to get some wins on the board, but you're not going to get many opportunities that are quite that good.
That one.
Yeah. But Hera's shown to be a pretty good Nomad player as well. And I think what Hera's actually going to want is he's going to want a land Nomad, a Nomad generation that does not have a land lock, so he can always harass on water. He would love to know where the dock locations are, have them be very close so he can be aggressive. And I honestly don't even think Hera would be upset with TCs being close, because then he'll know where Yo is too, and then he can use the Malian flexibility to go archers or something, right? So
the key to playing Yo on Nomad is you got to have good scouting on the land, because he's going to sneak up on you. So outposts are key. And then you also have to have good scouting on the water, because even if you kick him off early, he's always coming back.
Yeah.
He's always going to make something.
Yeah, and I think even a middle pond, that would help Yo. Hera will hope that that's not there. And I spoke it into existence.
What are these trees?
Oh, true. The trees are very large.
I have the biggest trees of all time. Whatever, we're going with it. Huge trees. Asian maples. In the autumn. Oh my God. I hope they don't have these trees. What on earth?
Yeah, I mean, are yours not small trees? Mine are like bigger than traditional small trees. So
mine are just big.
Oh, okay, so they're pretty big for me too. So Yo is Vietnamese. He should know once Hera's TC is up exactly where that is, and they're very far apart here. So that's good knowledge for Yo to have. It's not going to be easy for Hera to get that intel. The pond is there, but neither player has docked that. If any player is going to dock that later on, that would be Yo. Yo's very resourceful when he finds these things. But for now, they've docked the outside, and both players kind of dock near their TC positions. So,
let's take a look at the scouting here. I think Yo has more sheep than Hera does. Yeah, he's got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how many Hera has. Hera has 1.
Yeah, that's really good for Yo then. And Yo needs a response, right? I think if you, after that previous game, if you lose on your home map now, especially with it being Nomad, I know it's Yo, I know he has short memory, but it's going to be hard to have as much belief. But I think positionally, and even the start with the sheep, this is a very good spot for Yo. He can get a lot of information, and this should tell him that he could play relatively passively. Hera doesn't have that info. Hera, for all he knows, there could be a dock close by. Yo could be right next to him, and Yo will know where he is. So you kind of play a bit paranoid when you're playing against Yo, and also when you're playing against Vietnamese.
Okay, if there's any units behind trees, dude, you're gonna have to help me out, because I can't even see these villagers from Yo on the wood line. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so so whatever small trees mod you have, I guess, isn't updated for the Asian maple.
Yeah, and I can't just go and leave the game and re-download the mod, and
that's fine.
So we're gonna deal with it. Cool.
Yeah, it was surprising to me as well, let's put it that way. I think they added
Do you like big trees? Do you guys like not seeing things behind big trees? Come check me out. Twitch.tv/Dave_AOE.
Hey, big trees
I got your back.
Big trees are great. But I think for Nomad, it's probably one of the worst maps for that.
Yes, indeed. Fortunately, I'm just watching and not playing. Good scouting from Yo so far.
Hera lost. Oh, no, he didn't lose his sheep. So along the shoreline to the north, he scouted, didn't find a dock. But he has very little scouting on the other shoreline, so he could be very uneasy about this.
Does Yo, if Yo doesn't see the dock here and he loses the sheep here, does he think that's because of Hera's villager near the TC? Oh, he's going to spot the dock. That's so good. That's so good. So now he knows dock and TC, same spot.
Yep. Yeah, and it's an uncomfortable feeling if you're in Hera's position, because you don't have any of this information, and you know that he knows. So you kind of play it as if you're the other person. Think, what would I do if I had the TC and dock location? And maybe Hera's thinking, fast castle? I see the lumber camp now. Even for me, that lumber camp looks absolutely awful. I assume it's efficient, but
I can't see it.
I can't tell. Dave's got the omega trees.
I can't see it, dude.
Yo's going fast castle here. So you could go fast castle into a bit more water to go snipe those fish. But alternatively, maybe we could see fast castle rats and archers. I think Yo's not really a player to do that. I don't know if Rats and Archer is good enough to justify the castle, so it could just be like Cav Archers. Or even Light Cav to control the map. Light Cav against Hera to get that extra scouting and kind of prevent him from doing the same could be really good.
I like how secure Hera is here. I don't like how trapped he is in this corner, though, especially if Yo were to take water control. So Hera kind of needs to play some form of water.
Yeah.
He is taking a boar from a very long way away. Hera's got some good scouting on that, and that's like his 4th boar or something coming in. Really nice.
Yep. Here comes the villager. Nice job using the sheep there from Hera. And doesn't seem like he's going to get too punished by playing fast castle. The only way he really could get punished from this distance is if Yo went fast feudal galleys, I think. But that doesn't seem like Yo's plan at all. And Yo is on stone, actually. So fast castle Ratans is the plan. Interesting.
It's just where does that castle go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it because you're probably going to get the castle down. And Rats and Archers may be your best long-term unit to base your game plan around with the Vietnamese. But it doesn't hit as fast as some of the other things I mentioned. I would say just a defensive castle for Yo would make sense. Right on the hill.
If he does get an aggressive castle up, though, Hera's cooked. Done.
Yeah, true.
In the corner. Like a castle in that little nook next to the 2 houses, Hera's done. But there's no units here to really explore this area for Yo and make sure he's secure.
Well, the true Nomad players will usually send one Vil outposting, though, right? So you could just send one Vil outpost through the middle of the map. It might be worth the risk.
Oh, this is interesting. Yo is deviating, or deviating from his normal Nomad build. No Town Watch instantly in Feudal Age. He always gets Town Watch instantly in Feudal Age.
Yeah, that would probably be for the outpost, I assume. Where are Yo's 2 villagers going? He's going to wall. So Yo's just going to turn this into Nomad/Arena. And Hera's on the way up to Castle Age faster. Hera only 1 dock, adding a fire galley. Added a 2nd dock. So the opening from Hera seems to be water here. Which, again, means a castle on his face would be devastating.
Yep, but Yo doesn't know that.
Yeah. And Hera could kill those fishing ships from Yo. Honestly, odds are he will, because Yo only has 1 dock. But this would be the nice little pros
Hera's
and
not going
cons.
galleys, though. Hera's going fires. So Yo can actually kind of defend this a little bit. He's going to pull this villager over and make a new dock somewhere over on that side. And he's also spotted the pond in the north. And Yo really likes, especially if he's being pressured on water, to sneak a villager out there and just dock that.
Yep.
And take all that fish for free.
Yeah. He'll be happy for his opponent to make 6, 7 fire ships on the outside if he can just have 3 fishing ships in the middle. But Hera's really hoping to take the outside. Another dock in the north. Remember, guys, he needs no information on where Yo is, on water or on land, really.
Like, Hera needs to take that, because if he gets pressured on water, his base is done.
Yep.
If Yo takes water control, his base is done. So he needs to go water here to keep himself alive. And we keep saying it, but if Yo were to get a little aggressive, he could just die from the land side, too.
Yep, no outposting. And he probably assumes that Hera could maybe go for scouts. That'd be a very Hera thing to do. Hera drops a 2nd TC. Hera's just definitely playing this in a similar light or similar vein to how he ended the first game. He's just like, I will boom, come and kill me. And eventually, I guess he'll get to the raids, which is how he ended it, but I think it's a good approach. I also love how Hera's found so many sheep on the shoreline, and he's using the sheep to scout a lot.
Yep.
Gain even more information on where Yo could be. Yo's fish have been relocated to the back, but Hera's got a fire coming through here. And Hera, as Yo's building the castle, Hera's going to find the fish on the backside.
15 seconds away from the War Galley tech, which will really help that demo. That demo can take out that fire for free, though. And he pulls it away.
Yo might not know the HP on that, or he might want to wait. Now it's stronger. He does land a hit.
Nice.
Hera only sniped 1 fishing ship. Yo's castle on the way up, very casually, but it's on the way up. And Hera might be a little disappointed there. He had an opportunity with more patience to just completely win water, but he only killed 2 fishing
I think
ships.
there's a couple things Yo needs to do, and the thing I'm worried about most for Hera is the stone position. It's really, really bad if Yo were to control that area. That's like the only one close to him.
Yeah.
But once Yo comes out with the Rattans, I would also love to see an villager sneak out with an outpost to the top side, all the way along that top side. Because what Hera has done on Nomad 1v1s in the past is like just try and rat his way to victory, right? Just try and extend the TCs outwards and escape the base where he's stuck into the corner. If Yo can track that early and get Rattans to deny that, then Hera's going to be forced to just deal with 2 gold piles, a wood line, and that's it.
100%. I mean, once one Rattan's there, he should have more than enough information to start thinking about coming forward with another build.
Good demo? Close.
I assume demo was maybe on the left. I was looking in the south.
Another demo from Hera on the left. That's a good one.
Yep, Hera lands the demo, and now there's a demo from Yo waiting. Yo just wants value from his fish. And Hera has got more than enough navy to go kill those fish soon. But that's a big investment from Hera. The thing that will be great for Hera, though, is once he's sure he's won water, he can go from 7 fishing ships to 15. And he already has the villager lead, too. So actually, I don't know if Hera just produced a couple more or canceled them, but you don't need more navy if you're Hera now.
Gotta be careful, though, if you're Hera. Adding too many fishing ships, right? Yo always manages to sneak back with a fire at some point. The Rattans are now coming out from Yo. He's got 5 of them. He does have fletching, but the food eco isn't really there for him anymore. So trying to get those upgrades is going to be really tough. And Hera sees those with the outpost, so he's going to go for a siege workshop.
Yeah, Hera needs loom. He is going to go for that. And here comes Yo with the villager. And he'll go for his own siege workshop. Hera might have the fish, and that will be good. But he is going to struggle on land if he can't take good fights. And this is the downside of playing water. When you have the corner, you're kind of... Obviously, the benefit of water is significant too, but it's the stone. Like you said, Hera doesn't really have access to stone with how he set up his base.
And this is what I'm talking about, dude. See in the north? Hera sneaks out for a TC.
Yeah.
Like, Yo needs to stop that. Because it happens all the time with him. Hera, you said it in the first game. He sits back and he says, you're going to need to kill me. This is one of the strategies he uses, right? He runs away. He's going to set up another town center. Now, Yo could see that if he's lucky, but I think he might get distracted by the fish instead.
Yo's Rattan Archer, yeah, we'll see the fish. And Hera now has siege. Double range from Hera, you know what? It's weird. It feels out of place initially, but the more I think about it, the more I like it. He needs something other than just siege. And skirmishers feel like a pretty reasonable play with the Malians here. I thought he would go knights, but we see people add monks with the siege so many times, and the knights don't do too much. So I don't hate it on paper. Obviously, he just needs to fight this back with what he can. 20 eco lead, but Yo is chilling. Like, Yo doesn't have to worry at all.
There's the dock on the pond. We knew it was coming.
You know what that's gonna be though?
Classic.
That villager will go build a dock on the other shoreline.
On the outside,
go
yeah,
kill
because
fish.
he saw where Hera's fish was.
And he might actually run into Hera's TC, honestly, because that feels like a pretty reasonable direction for the villager to walk.
Real aggressive with these Rattans. Hera trying to push that back with the skirms. Yo still attacking that town center with 1 mangonel. He still hasn't seen the TC in the north. And Hera's added 18 fishing ships. That's a crazy amount.
Yep. He's getting Bod Canero, which Yo doesn't have. That is a lot of siege from Yo. The siege is key. Siege can take care of the skirms and the mangonels. And Hera loses some skirms. But he takes out a mangonel, loses one of his own. Yo still microing here. Mangonel's weak. And he trades 1 for 1. That's fine for Yo. Yo will take that trade.
Fine. Yep.
I think Yo could easily be building up for another castle. If he wins the siege engagements here, a castle right here could be game ending.
Second siege workshop for Hera. He knows. Oh, he canceled it. Places it again. Like, he knows he can't let Yo hold this position. Even with that TC in the north, even though he's snuck out there, he cannot let Yo just have this for free. So he's going to go for a second siege workshop. Yo goes 1 for 1 again. He's housed.
I mean, I know I said I like skirms because it's Hera and he's great with skirms, but 2 knights could have actually done a lot here instead of
Maybe
a couple skirmishers. Because Yod never added the monks. He's adding the monastery now, but Yod doesn't even have bodkin for these rats and archers, so it's really just been the siege. Hera
Jeez.
is locked in his defense right now. He has to be. And he's just rolling right by the siege workshop. He knew Yo would hop out, but Yo should be able to take the trade. He takes the 1-for-1. But man, the micro has to be so intense.
Yeah, and for the first time ever in a Nomad 1v1, I see Yo not even interested in trying to clear the fishing ships from Hera, and Hera's adding 4 more. He's at 23 right now. That eco is insane.
And he's redocking too, so it's super efficient. I don't think he got gill nets, but it's not that, I mean, it's helpful, but it's not that big a deal compared to just having the fishing ship count. Yo I don't think he can afford, like, look at the micro here. I don't think Yo can focus on trying to kill the fish, dude, because he has to focus so much on trying to win these fights. And Hera's been dancing all around the siege, and now he has the Rattan archers in an awful position here. Those Rattans need to get away. And Yo's siege workshop is at risk of going down here in a moment. And then the push could be dead. Hera sees this. Hera micros. Yo micros. And they trade 1-for-1. But again, the siege workshop could go down. The Rattans are being chased. Hera actually sees the dock from Yo in the middle. He will dock to go kill that. And this... The moment, the position for Yo to win this game was all about that stone. And it's all freed up for Hera now.
Could we see a desperation castle from Yo? He's got 647 stone right now. Stables being added from him. Maybe him thinking about it? I mean, the resources are looking good, but Hera has 33 fishing ships with 5 more on the way. He's going to completely outfish this entire map as Yo finally goes for a dock foundation in the north, but that's right beside the dock from Hera.
Yeah. Hera's used the fish amazingly. Like, so many docks just repositioned for more fish, so he doesn't have to go for fish traps. Dude, it's just... How do you stop your mind from thinking about the last 40 Latus you produced in game number 1 now? That's where my brain would go. I'm just like, this is fine, but... Could I have got my techs? It's so easy for that to happen. Hera will click up to Imp soon. And finally, Yo goes for a dock. Finally. This is what you said Yo usually does, though, right?
Yep. Yeah,
and it's just late. Yeah.
It was just late.
I think Hera can lose the fish now, and it's kind of okay, right? Like, obviously, you're not going to lose 42 fishing ships. You have time to react.
Yo will be looking back at this, and I think he completely misread Hera. I think he did not expect the fire ships. He thought it was going to be galleys, number 1. So he was not expecting that whatsoever. He thought his castle age timing would be better. And then once he saw the investment from Hera on the water, he was kind of free. If you see that much investment into that many fire ships with fast castle, you're kind of free to come forward with that castle, and he never did.
Oh, man.
Nice shot from Yo.
Good shot from Yo. Really nice job from Hera, though. And, oh man, Yo kills all 3 of them. I still think Hera's fine. The main thing I'm just wondering is, will Hera go for something other than skirms?
Got 43 fishing ships.
Yeah.
43.
He said, okay, you're not coming back on water? Then I'll fish boom freely here. Conversion comes in for Hera. Stables coming up. Yeah, and Yo is kind of all in castle age. And Yo is hoping for a forward castle. I don't know if he has enough here, Dave. That's not a very big army. The siege will be on the stone. But can Yo stop the knights and the skirms? I
just... Gonna need a real aggressive castle, and that's it. That's really aggressive. Now, does it go up is the question, and how long it stays up is also the question. Hera will just buy himself 600 stone casually.
Yep.
Cool.
He has the eco for it. More knights from Yo, but there's a monk there from Hera. Hera always seems to have just enough. Hera will build his own castle to the south of this. Still risk that Yo's castle might not go up. He has a lot of villagers building. He does have his own knights tanking, so maybe it will. But the army's there from Hera.
So Yo is killing the villagers on Hera's castle right now.
Is it a double doubt? It could be a double doubt.
I think, oh boy, I think Hera's is going to go up. I don't know about Mr. Yo's.
It's not going to. Hera takes the second game, and Yo on Nomad, his map, just wasn't able to get the job done. And man, I mean, we talked about it super early. If Yo would have gone for the aggressive castle when Hera was just booming and focusing on water, it could have changed this game. But he didn't have the confidence. He wasn't sure what Hera was doing. He didn't have the vision. Yep. And once Hera got the water locked down, he made more fishing ships than maybe we've seen from anyone in this whole tournament.
I think there was a lot of assumptions made from Yo, and Hera didn't play into any of them. Like, Yo thought he was going to play galleys, number one. So he went for the fires and the fast timing to try and push that back and snipe the fish. Then Yo, I think, because if you look at Hera previously on 1v1 Nomads, he adds farms instead of a lot of fish because he's nervous about losing the fish, and the farms are more consistent. So I think if you were to ask Yo, he would assume that Hera was adding farms here and not fishing ships. And certainly not 44.
What I don't like about it, and again, I'm not trying to take away from how amazing Hera played, right? We're trying to find ways to break Hera, essentially. But Yo had all the information. He knew where the TC was. He knew Hera was in the corner. He knew where the dock was. He knew it was in the corner. And he didn't do a single thing to play based on that knowledge. Which, you know, Rats and Archers is a slow buildup. It doesn't pressure. And then he didn't do anything to disrupt the water either. So if you lose water, I'm okay with that. But I would hope that in some ways you're at least holding the map control. And he was really... The Rats and Archers, such a big investment. The unit is not good enough for such delays. I think if you're Spanish and you get 3 conks, instant panic for the enemy. But Yo might want that one back. So here we are. We've got Arena. And the first thing you look to is how close are these players. They're pretty close. Like, if a Siege Monk push were to happen, I'd be right between 2 pretty critical stones right next to the walls. But
I don't like the stone from Hera. The one from Yo is great.
Yeah, true.
The stone from Hera, pretty unfortunate. Yo's golds are both forward, which is not great, but the Turks should be the ones applying the pressure here.
I just wonder what Yo's mindset is like right now, because if he thinks that he can play this adaptable late stage game against Hera, then more power to him, and he's going to go for like have and adapt. But having lost that first game, which had to be painful, and now losing your home map, you might just want a real quick response just to gain some momentum. And Turks have a sick unique unit in the Janissary, so maybe he goes for the castle. But on Regicide Fortress, which is a map where you start with the castle, that's where Burmese started to be counterpicked against the Turks, because Arambai are ridiculously strong against the Janissary. So with that in mind, especially with Hera's stone being forward, maybe Hera just plans to go Arambai and adapt here, or maybe he goes for some of the other options. We'll see.
I really like the black bears that they added. They look cool. And the polar bears, too.
Yeah, I agree. There's also pandas, but they're apparently only on a rock.
Pandas?
Yeah, but they're not.
What?
They're not panda units. But there's this thing called Panda Rock that you can add to maps, and so it's this rock with a little pond, and like.
Is that like Pride Rock from The Lion King?
Yeah, but it's Panda. It's Panda Rock, or maybe someone will know what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree.
What's your favorite color of chicken?
The one that stops clucking. Is there one? Because I prefer that one.
Yeah, same, dude. They just won't shut up.
I've actually had to lower my game sounds and my casting sounds because of the addition of the chickens. Might be a little bit of PTSD after the chicken nothing, which was a mistake, but okay, genuinely answering the question because it's Arena. I'm gonna go with the.
Be
I'm
careful.
gonna go with the. I'm gonna. As I was about to say it, I thought the same thing. I was like, do we want to do this? Nah, it's all right. We're talking chickens, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the brown chicken here. We like the brown chicken. It's just there's something about the confidence and the swagger of the chicken that does something for me.
Yeah. I like the white one because they're unique.
Yeah.
There's only one white one per group.
That's true. I honestly, I was gonna say that, but then I chickened out because I thought people could make jokes. So
Chickened out. Eh?
chickened out. Yep.
Yep.
3 farms for Yo. He's not on stone yet, but he still could. And Hera's gonna try the same build that he did against Tato with just a different civ here. There's no way. Well, you have 2 extremes. You go fast castle straight boom, which I think is really risky, but doable if Yo doesn't pressure. Or you go fast castle spearman monk siege. And I think I heard through the grapevine that Hera practiced the Bengali build a lot. So if he put a lot of time and effort into prepping for that, he clearly believes that it's doable for him, even though he lost that game. Yo's going to go
from Yo.
light cav. And Hera will know where the relics are because he's Burmese. So he...
Isn't this a bit quick to go light cav? I guess they had deer. They didn't have chickens, so that helps.
Yeah, it is.
I guess you don't have to get the light cav upgrade, right? You can skip that.
No, I think you're right, though. I think I would add at least 1 more Vil. But it's a 9 Vil start, so I think you can cut 1 Vil from each build. Yeah, Hera's build...
That's a really fast castle.
Is really nice. Yeah. I think this build is the best against light cav openings, too. Because if your opponent straight booms, they can flex into monk defense. If they go for the castle, they have the castle to protect from the siege. And then Janissaries can be good.
He has the food, dude. Let's see if he finds the food. He won't need to spend food on the wood upgrade, which is nice, but will he have enough? It's gonna be close. He buys. He sells the stone, buys the food. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're selling the stone, then yeah. And then you get the wood upgrades for free, which you wouldn't be able to do as easily because of how stretched your eco is. And yeah, he's up. But Yo should know, like, if he watched the games that Hera did before, and he absolutely did, and then he also sees that feudal age time, Hera's not doing anything but pushing with that feudal age time. Also, kind of interesting, Yo collected 10 stone with a Vil, came back, but then he collected some gold. So I don't know if he meant to click them to gold initially, so he could sell off some of the stone. Maybe a bit of a brain fart, but he gets the gold anyways, sells 100 stone. And we'll be looking for those Vils now from Hera. Does Hera have Loom yet? Hera does not.
It's tough for Hera. Like, it's tough to play Spearman Monk, dude, against Light Cav. Feels like your Spearmen are just never fast enough, right?
Unless you get to like 3 Spearmen, 6 Monks, it gets very dangerous for the Light Cav player. It's all about conserving the Monks initially. And Hera is holding Yo's gate open because I guess he was chasing Yo and is
Yo's going to try and wall this in from the other side. Watch. Yo's going to try and wall this in
He's
from
going
the
to
other
lose
side,
the Vil, bro.
No.
Hera's going to see it. He's going to lose the Vil.
No. Look at that. Oh, no, dude.
Oh, my God. Hera should laugh at this. I mean, maybe it could be considered disrespect to laugh at it. Hera just backs away. That's funny, though. That is so funny.
Respect to Yo for trying to go for that. The vision to see that is crazy.
Yeah. Hera was never going to stay there. But Hera didn't actually see anything before he backed away. So he got a little fortunate with the timings. And yeah, Yo's on the prowl.
Dude, if this was any other player but Hera, I'd be very nervous for them right now. Like, this is not a great situation for him. You don't know when Castle Age is going to kick for these to make them light cav.
Look at Hera with the arena playbook, though. The monasteries next to each other, so you only need 2 palisades, is really nice. He needs that next spearman in here. He's backing away. He's making Yo think about it, and now there's 4 spears. Yo will attack that one, though, and... he gets a little stubborn.
Oh, no.
No, this is not it.
He overstayed his welcome there. 2 spearmen is not enough.
Dude, I think Yo is completely frazzled. Look at his eco. He can't make more light cav than this. He's gone to stone now for a castle defense. But maybe castle defense can be okay. Hera will still have to fight to get those relics, and Hera only has a couple farms at home. As my game just... Dude, my capture rate has been bugging randomly, and I don't know if it was me or my mouse, but it's somehow, like, fully zoomed in on a bear. Just in the middle of nowhere.
I've had that happen before. I've had that happen.
I don't know.
But I usually hit, like, a hotkey somewhere. And
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Yo just realizes I'm not going to be able to stop this. This will get out of hand, and now he's on stone. Hera wants a siege push. Hera will not find much success with that.
Hera unable to really keep his TC running at all times, too.
Yep, 50 seconds of TC idle times. Not something you normally associate with Hera. He is adding enough farms, though, over time, though.
I wonder if Yo can sneak in, while he's keeping these monks away from the relics, I wonder if he can sneak in some of these. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, the monks are heading over. Yeah, Hera should be able to grab all of these.
I think Hera will actually be very happy that he added a ram instead of a mangonel, because the ram can still be used a bit once he discovers that castle is up. But Yo clearly knew what Hera was going to go for, and has adapted his build, not even in the Dark Age, but right now, to what he's seen from Hera. Lycav still not doing all that much against the monks. Hera has Sanctity. Could also get Fervor. The monk techs for Burmese are 50% off. And Hera's ram still in there, and he still doesn't know that the castle's there. So, kind of interesting. Like, Yo could stop with one Janissary, and Hera might, like, overmake a bunch of monks to convert them. But you feel like you need to fight this back in some way, so he's going to have at least two.
Hera's like, oh, there's a castle. Okay. I'll turn around from that. And then how do you adapt from this point forward if you're Hera? Do you go to stone?
Fast
Do you
Imp.
start thinking about imp?
Dude, I've seen so many, and I know you have too. We've seen so many John Slow games.
Yeah.
Every time castle defense happens, it's get to stone, get to imp, and get a castle there to tread that down. But that's like very easy to say, not so easy to do. Hera has the farms for it, though. And Hera has enough monks where if his micro is good enough, he can convert the Janissaries. On Yo's side, you go full production of Janissaries and Lycav, and you have to stop this castle. Whenever it comes, you have to stop it.
Siege Workshop is going to be nice. The Mangonel is kind of necessary here for the Ram.
Yeah.
And you also force your opponent into Redemption, which is a big cost. You might keep them a little bit further away from that castle and from Imp. But Redemption's coming in here from Harris, so no delay whatsoever.
Yeah, super cheap with Burmese, right? Half off. He didn't see the Siege Workshop, but at the very least, you can convert the stable, the barracks. You're putting your opponent under pressure with Redemption. But this will come down to the micro. Hera's plan is definitely Imperial Age on the back of all this.
+1 armor for the pikes.
Interesting. Oh, Redemption wasn't in just yet for Hera, but he backs away with the Ram. And now it's in, and Yo needs to roll away. That could get converted, but I think you have to attempt.
Yeah, it will get. Yeah.
You have to attempt because it'll get shot anyways, so.
The one place it can't get converted is directly underneath the castle, because then Hera's going to keep that alive forever.
True.
So you got to like...
Yeah.
Got to make sure it's further away. There are a lot of Janissaries here, though, for Mr. Yo. And he goes for a monastery. That might be for, like, devotion. He could even try for, like, heresy before a big fight, but Hera is pressuring here.
Yeah. Look at those resources for Hera. This is where I'd expect new villagers from him to start to go to stone. Food count's great. Yo, delete some of his walls. That could freak Hera out a little bit. Make him think something's coming. And there's really not a lot coming, so it could be mind games.
Oh, man.
Don't let him get that barracks, though, Yo.
Get that barracks
Delete
either.
it.
Yeah, this is
Delete it.
delete on all the walls. The barracks is still up, so now pikemen can come out of there to help out a little bit. Here come the Janissaries from the other side. Devotion is in. The pikemen are away from the monks, so let's see how good Hera's micro is. He was charging up on the light cav with the monks, and he gets a bunch of conversions. Oh, jeez, man, this is not a good fight for Yo.
Yeah, you just never take that fight. You just never take that fight against a good monk player. You never do it. He got devotion. He deleted the walls, and so far, Hera's just deleting Yo. 3-0. It was a great opening from Hera, And I just think Yo felt the Lycav couldn't do it. He went to the castle, and Hera just showed he can play arena as well. It was perfect. It was perfect. And if this is 50-50 in the middle, and that's not a horrible fight from Yo, Hera will be on stone as he's on the way to Imp for the Fast Imperial Age. So it's been a perfect final for Hera so far, and Yo just showed a lack of experience there, I think. Didn't know what to do.
Also, like, great conversion switch from Hera. He charged all of them up on that light cav, switched them over, and instantly 3 Janissaries get converted. And that's just a fight right there.
The thing, you have to go... I know it feels good on paper to try and combine both guys, but you can't... If you go light cav and you go castle, you don't get good light cav numbers, and then you don't get the Janissary numbers on time. So you have
your eco is horrific.
And your eco is horrific, exactly. So you really need to commit towards one thing. And I think when you saw Hera's Feudal Age time, you knew he's going to do this. If you're going to go all in gunpowder, go all in gunpowder. Don't like play this other style where maybe the light cav do something. But Hera makes it look easy. And so he uses the monks and the pikes to success, which he wasn't able to do against Tato in the semis. And 2 wins away for Hera now. So 3-0. Hera has gone for the way. And Yo has gone for the poles. The way Hera played the way. He went for the eco-techs. He went for the walls. You gain a villager for every eco-technology with the way. So very good civilization if you're going to sit back and wall. And Hera will probably opt to do that here. But the poles would do that as well. Yo would absolutely love full walls so he could place all of his farms around the fullworks. Did you happen to see the arrows from Yo's TC there?
Oh, it happens all that. They had to have restarts on this map because sometimes with the elevation, the arrows fire from like 3 tiles away from the TC.
What?
And you will shoot at the boar twice, and then you assume, because you've already fired at it, you eject the villagers. Yeah, we've seen this all before. And it actually kills the boar after your villagers have ejected and shot, because the arrows are coming from so far away.
I didn't see that bug. So it's only this map?
Yeah. It's only this map because they're at such a high elevation.
Weird. Okay.
It's so strange. I freaked out the first time I saw it too. Like, I also freak out about these birds. It looks like they're gonna smoke somebody in the head.
Yeah, the birds are so low, dude.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, yeah, as I said, I think Yo will want to have the easy wall as well. Neither player has an amazing golds for the main golds. But like, Yo has more golds around if he wants to use some of the secondaries.
Dude, if you rewind and look at Hera's second lure there, he missed with his second volley completely. He almost nuked his own boar if he had blocked it, because he shot with the villagers first.
Oh, wow. Because of the same TC bug?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
so players know that, though, and they're careful about it, and you'll see a lot of them on this map. First couple boars just shooting it with the villagers, like the good old days.
Wonder if Hera will make a play for a villager on a lumber camp if he has an opportunity. He sees 2 on the left. He sees the 1 on the right. I mean, you have a hill. You're up 3-0. Yo is not the best at quick walling necessarily, and that's going to be a dead vill.
It might be a dead scout too. It's going to be a dead scout. Would you take that?
I think Hera never takes that if the score's 2-2 or something.
Maybe.
But I think considering he's the way, considering he's way ahead in the series, I think he'll say, okay, Yo, come at me. I'll have even more villagers now. But yeah, most people do not consider that a solid trade in an even civ matchup.
Yeah, I think if we were to make a poll, the results would be relatively even.
Yeah, crap, that was the extra thing we could do with polls, and now I can't follow it up. Damn, that was well played. Well, Hera should expect scouts from Yo. This is the downside of Yo being somewhat predictable with his civ. But we've seen predictability many, many times. We could have predicted how Hera was going to play a lot of these games, and it works anyways, right? So you don't always have the mind games. Hera, I think, needs to play with nice army here. Instead of just walling with 4 or 5 vills, this is a lot more open, way more open than the other generation we saw versus Tato. So Your best defense is a bit of offense here as well.
Well, Yo, not really going for the big walls yet. We saw huge walls from Hera and Tato, and you can kind of see where he wants to set them up along the side near the gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, build out in front of that. That way you always have vision on it and protection. And people are saying we need to polish our commentary.
No, that one doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Way to go, chat.
Way to go. It especially doesn't work if it's been repeated 15 times before I see it, because then other people are upset. Like, stop doing it. Stable's up for Hera. Stable will be up for Yo. Oh, no. Yo's going for a range.
Ooh.
Which was not what I was expecting with the poles at all. But again, Hera doesn't have a scout.
You know, Hera doesn't have a scout.
Yeah.
Deja, like, Jinx doesn't have a scout.
I think that's the thinking here. That he wants to surprise Hera, punish the fact that Hera doesn't have scouting intel. But I also think that's why Hera is making a beeline forward with this spear. I've seen this multiple times from him. I don't know if other players are doing it. He did this with in the game against Tato. Dravidians, Malians, I think.
On the Skukuza map, yep.
Yep. It's really smart. And spears also have tons of vision. So he moves forward and he sees the range. Could double check the golds, but oh my god, Yo, what are we doing? I guess he's fine, actually. I thought his archer was going to get picked off there.
He's okay. A little bit of a threat on the gold, but Hera can't really dive there with the spearman following up. And now Yo goes for a blacksmith. Oh no, that's a full work. Never mind. I should have known.
Yeah, well,
looks like a blacksmith.
The initial full work is so exposed, he might not be comfortable building his farms there. So that is an extra 100 wood to build that full work, but you also get pop space. But no real surprise with the archer opening, right? Like, Hera knows about this. Hera seems happy to maneuver around, and he loses the spear.
Nice play by Yo there to go back with the archer rather than towards the TC, because there was no villagers there to garrison. So he brings it back towards his spearman, and the fact he has two archers now is really, really good. He doesn't have to wait for that second one to come out if he had lost that weak one. He can go forward right away, and Hera's going to be stuck at his own base and already going into the skirmishers. Now, Hera, both his eco upgrades, so 2 villagers in instantly when those come in for him. And it's basically like he's playing with Bengalis right now. It's 2 villager lead.
Dude, he's
actually
playing
3 because of the one he killed.
He's playing so confident, right? Like, the villager snipe was a risk he might not take if the series was closer, or maybe if it's in a matchup he considers his most difficult, like against Leary. But you could tell he has the timings locked down. And even the way the armies are moving around, like, Yo finally gets forward, instantly sees skirms, hightails it back to his base. It just looks so comfortable for Hera and uncomfortable for Yo right now.
Stable coming up from Yo. So he's going to try and add in scouts. He's actually going in with these archers, and will lose one of them to the skirms, but that was a good dodge. And this scout will actually take out a skirmisher, and Yo actually gets some hits on the other scout too, so pushes this stuff back. Very nice clear up for him early, especially with poles where you just want to slow build your eco behind.
You know,
really, really good.
Hera got overconfident there. Like, he had no business being in that fight. You usually back away, wait for a couple extra skirmishers. And he doesn't have vision on the fact that scouts are coming either.
This is Yo also using that weak scout to get some vision.
True.
Although at this point, I wouldn't mind it actually being involved here.
Yeah, you're gonna need army. All hands on deck. Yo will want the walls eventually, but good from him to realize that it's way too difficult for him to commit to full walling this without the army. You kind of need to do both. Hera's done that on one side of his base, but even he is leaving most of that open. He's got 19 farms right now. More scouts on the way. And we could see a blacksmith. We could maybe see bloodlines for Hera. This could be full feudal territory, honestly, with that gold being so far forward for Yo.
Hey, Yo going for foraging. Still getting his full work set up behind and his farms. And Hera, well, Hera's losing some skirms. Not great pathing there for him.
Yeah, regroup really hurt Hera. Maybe it was a misclick. Looked kind of like a weird regroup for him. Forging is in for the scouts from Yo. Yo's archers micring very patiently, running around in circles there. And Yo will get the response we've been waiting for. Clears it up. Again, wonder, was Hera a little overconfident, or was he just not expecting Yo to have that much extra army there? Well played. I think now Yo could, as Hera has to react, Yo could aim for the walls. I wouldn't mind some stone walls with poles, but that's only if you have safe stone. And there's not a lot of it on this map.
Yeah.
And now bloodlines and armor for Yo with the archers. Hera's going 2 stables now. Hera's got 61 gold in his villagers' hands. So he brings in enough gold to have the 100 gold for bloodlines. That's not enough gold to get fletching on the skirms, though.
It's a really good push from Yo. Really, really dangerous. And you can see Hera kind of panicking, right? He thought about forging, and now he goes for the armor for his scouts. He's still got the skirms behind here, but Yo with some really great pressure. And you know that however good your eco is with the way, the poles with the fullworks are going to be a little bit better, especially with the farms.
You see that right there? Yo saw Hera could go to his base. He's not walled yet. And he's going to come try and get in front of this. If he can get his walls down, he could be right in there to Hera's base, but he doesn't want to go too far. He does have knowledge that Hera has farmers now in this position. This should be a good fight for Yo based on the upgrades that are here. He's got way better upgrades. This shouldn't even be close.
No, it shouldn't. And the skirms are going to go down right away. They do take out the archers, but then it's scout versus scout. And there are actually still archers there. They were hiding behind the scouts from Hera, and Hera maybe didn't see those either. Yo just completely clears this up. And now the question is, what's the follow-up from Mr. Yo? He can kill some villagers. Hera's going to fight with these?
Hera's completely toast here, dude. You fight with the Vills, hoping that at least you clear up the army so you don't lose everything. He thinks he has bloodlines. He got the gold to get bloodlines, and he doesn't have bloodlines. He didn't have forging in. Like, Hera really didn't want to back away the front of his base, and he pays the price now. Mr. Yo, amazing position.
Really good. Hera's looking at his tech tree like, how many Vills do I get for free? It's not enough, man. It's not enough.
Yeah, we're just not expecting these missteps from Hera because of the 3 wins in a row. But it's rare the word mistake and Hera come into the same sentence. But it's a mistake. He thinks he has bloodlines. He's fighting with 45 HP versus 65.
He's coming forward now with the scouts. He's going to make life a little bit difficult for Yo. If Yo just walls in or makes some more spearmen at home, should be okay. But those scouts are pretty strong, dude. They have forging, they have bloodlines. No, they don't. They have the armor. Hera still hasn't gotten it, and Hera calls the GG.
Yeah, Hera
army
can't.
At the back is on there.
Hera can't deal with this army. He actually could. I mean, Hera's put up some tremendous fight in this series at various points. He's about to get some counter damage, and he could tower his wood line and maybe stabilize from this position. So I'm slightly surprised we see the GG call there. But yeah, things went completely wrong for him, and Yo gets one on the board.
I think the thing for Hera is he saw the spearman back there from Yo, and he's like, okay, there should be a second one. Even if I kill all these Vills, I'm going to have to invest so much into Feudal Age, and Yo's probably on the way to Castle, which he was.
Yeah.
So Hera doesn't want to bother with that. Maybe he's tired from game number 1 still, right? Maybe he's carrying some of that over and wants to get into the next game as soon as possible. But that's a win on the board for Yo, and that's on a map where you're not expecting to take one.
Agreed.
If you're Mr. Yo.
Yeah. And Mr. Yo had the same thing happen when he was against Leary and Viper. If he can hang around, he's got great stamina, and he has the ability to claw it back. So the thing there about Hera, we saw overconfidence early, but then he just completely missed an upgrade, and that's so rare for him. So shows he's human, and Yo will be hoping that Hera will forget a couple other technologies or overextend with some fights.
All right, here we go. Shorelines. Game number 5, and we have Yo playing Armenians. We have Hera playing Dravidians. Usually the Feudal Age Longswords is like a chat request. You know, it's not something that happens in most games with Armenians, but I have seen it twice on this map.
Okay. And did the players build the barracks on the side? Did they build the barracks in the middle?
They built it forward. Built it forward. Yeah.
Well, I love this map. We haven't seen it a lot. It's really hard to find good water maps in AoE2 that aren't like bland after a while. And I feel like
90% of the games on this map are super junk. This map is one of the worst in the pool.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Tell me how you really feel.
This one, and Brookside, the two worst maps in the awful.
Whoa! Tell me how you really feel. Okay.
I went through 3 qualifiers with these maps, dude, and they took out Baltic, so I had to shift my hate somewhere else.
Oh, I mean, Baltic. I'm in agreement. That was a mistake.
Has had some good games, but on average, it's really bad. We'll see how this one turns out.
Okay. Well, thanks for really hyping us up before it all begins.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Doc will come up for Yo on the right side, and Hera will do the same. So the orientation of the map can differ. So some scouting is required to know where the fish is going to be. And there's lots of gold in the map. But Armenians, Dravidians could easily just be a galley war. And I think the most exciting games on this would be where one person tries to go water or heavy water and the other person mixes in land. And if I were Yo, I wouldn't want to do the same opening as Hera. I know the previous game was kind of like that, but you just don't want the same build. I would like to see some sneaks from Yo, some classic Yo with some shenanigans on land.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Hera. A lot of times when the land forward works, it's because the other person tries to hard commit with their scout and loses it early. I've seen it multiple times, right? They go and try and snipe the dock villager, and they might get it, but then they have no vision on the center. I can't see Hera losing that scout again, trading it off against a villager like last game.
Yep.
I think he's going to keep that alive, and I think he's going to track any of the movement across from Mr. Yo. So if Yo wants to get over there to Hera's base, he's going to have to be a little sneaky with it.
Yeah, and Hera already bringing this scout. This is around the time where if someone was building a barracks to go for man-at-arms, they'd be building it. And so Hera wants that information now. And he also will be able to get a feel for the builds. I think Yo just shifted the mule cart closer to the gold. So he's able to use that for a villager or two.
That's really nice. Really, really nice.
And Hera actually didn't check that. He's maybe checking the shoreline now.
I do think in this Civ matchup, Dravidians are much better on this map than Armenians. Just getting that extra wood is so nice.
Yeah.
And you can win the water control because of it. And then once you win the water control, you have all that food from the fish. And it's really solid. I don't think the extra arrow from the galleys really... from what I've seen, it doesn't really affect fights that much.
Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of a weird addition. If it doesn't affect Feudal Age, it's certainly not affecting Castle Age.
Does Hera spot the Vills? Does he spot the Vills? He's getting real close.
No way. He goes like right to them.
Yep. And he was about to pull the scout away.
He was about to go back to look back.
Half a second more, and Yo
mean,
would have snuck away.
It happens to the best players enough times where I've got to give him credit, but I feel like the word luck has to be used there.
Make your own luck, though.
Yeah.
Make your own luck.
He's been so active over the last couple minutes. And now he knows. And he also attacks the barracks, so Yo knows that he's been spotted.
I call that the T90.
Oh, thanks, bro. I'll take that.
Yep.
I'll take that. Normally, I'm attacking your walls on Arena during Dark Age.
Yeah, attacking everything but a fence, I guess.
Okay. You lift me up just to tear me down, I guess. That's fair.
The villagers are coming across, and Hera doesn't have anything here. Like, you got to stop them from getting across there. He's kind of walling himself off on the other side. He's going for a barracks. And the TC is somewhat close to the water, so let's see how Yo can set this up. That's too close to the water, dude. That archer range.
Where is Hera taking gold right now?
He's
Capture Age says he has 2 on gold.
2 on gold.
I don't think he is.
Oh, and the oysters. Oysters on the water. That's it.
Oh,
so a lot of people will do that. So that's why Hera's abandoned this gold at the front side.
Well, I mean, I was going to say Hera has one of the worst maps that I've seen. 1 gold's forward on the shoreline, so if he were to lose water, he's screwed. The other gold's super far over here to the left. So this could be... I mean, those oysters are going to be needed for Hera to have some early gold income. But he does add a range. He will go into skirms. It's not longswords for Yo, but he is researching man-at-arms, which makes me think that's in his plans.
Ooh. Nice find on the villager. Hera tries to send one out there to get a house to block this off, and Yo is just coming in with the Vills. So Yo doesn't really care. He tries to lame the berries as well. And he's going to continue fighting with these villagers. But now Hera traps him in. He's going to try and trap them in again. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, well, Hera has to pay attention to those galleys because he's so busy styling on Yo here that fire is patrolling into his galleys. And that fire could kill both of them. Yo won't be too unhappy with that as long as he repairs the fire, but it's so tough to pay attention to. And he will get that fire away. Another fire is coming in, and Yo can save it.
And Hera doesn't pay attention to that. He could lose 2 more.
Yeah, the land nonsense, that's what I'll call it, because this feels very awkward. It's setting up the water right now for Yo. And remember, Hera won't be able, even if he secures water, there's not that much gold on the oysters. He will eventually need to take some gold somewhere. He will shift to the left-hand side for that. And Longsword is in. Oh my god. So we're here.
Longsword is a very powerful unit in Feudal Age. Unfortunately, Yo has 1. He has a single longsword.
I think that this is a situation where Yo might bring Vills to take the hunt in the middle.
Maybe.
Like 5 Vills, hunt berries there. You're committed. Yeah. You're committed now. And this is the type of game you want to see from Yo, win or lose. This is how the only way you're going to beat Hera is bring something different, but Hera seemingly very comfortable either way. He's fallen back to walls. He's adding eco. He's double range now to go for range units.
I will say, the later in this tournament this has gone, this map has gotten more entertaining. The qualifier stages left a real bad taste in my mouth, dude. This is everyone played this as just a water map. Just pure water, and if they lost water, they'd give up.
It's funny how that works, because there's also maps that have gotten way more boring as the tournament goes on.
True.
Like Skukuza used to be 50 militia and Dark Age and Vil fighting, and then like these days.
The game yesterday was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. That's just always how it goes. Right. Things develop over time.
Tower goes up from Yo. Defensive tower on the gold that Yo saw from Harris, so he can't pressure that area. Skirms really do struggle against the longswords once they get the armor upgrade and the attack and everything, but like right now, Hera is just going to have pure numbers on his side.
And he can, the second Hera clears his fire, he will have confirmation. He's essentially 1 water, so he can fish now. It's not the best map for fishing, but still 6 or 8 fishing ships could really push him towards Castle Age.
Yo did go for the hunt in the center.
Smart. Smart.
And also, once Hera clears that, he can bring all his navy over and start attacking this archer range and blocking Yo off and reinforcing.
Every time someone plays longswords, they get to like 6 and they stop, and I just don't want that to happen here for Yo. You're making a Castle Age unit. Don't go to Castle Age. Like, get Arson, take down that range. That range could be gone already. Really
make
forced
35
the issue
and
here.
dive the CC and deny Castle Age.
No joke.
Yeah.
No joke. Hera, I mean, maybe joke, but Hera's thinking about a counterattack into the middle now. So he is making Yo think twice about attacking that archer range. But that archer range is still pumping out archers, man. And those longswords, they're going to run underneath the TC. Oh, never mind, they back away. Both players really jockeying for position right now.
If Yo could get a forward dock here, it might not be that bad. If Hera would let him.
Hey, like,
he was bringing the fish over. He's bringing the fish over in this area. I think he wants one.
Maybe. I just love what Hera was able to do the last minute there. Because he knows he needs that range, and he doesn't want Yo to get too crazy. So he bought time to make more range units. Now, those range units are not here. The range units are next to the archer range. And Yo's going to yeet his villagers and his longswords against the tower now. So he's going to take Hera off of gold, maybe?
Yeet is the perfect word for what this is. Holy cow, this was an investment from Yo. Hera's trying to save the tower. Yo loses 1 villager. Hera's still trying to repair the tower. He's got archers from the other side. He's garrisoning the weak villagers right before they die. Another one goes in there. And is she going to be saved? She's not saved, but the longsword numbers are just not there anymore.
That's still only one villager. Only 1 villager went down. And yeah, amazing defense from Hera. That got really awkward. And I can't help but feel like the extra range units he's been able to make, the double range that he made behind this was so good. And yet again, Hera just swatting away an attack from Yo. There is the longsword in there. Maybe that will be awkward.
It did kill a Vil. It has the armor, right? So if it gets in on the wood line, it's a problem, maybe. But Yo is busy making skirms trying to clear the archers from Hera.
Do you think Hera should Vil rush down that tower right now? Or is that too risky?
No, not against longsword. He's losing another villager in the wood line behind. It's really tough to kill these with Vils.
Yeah. Yo is thinking about Castle Age. He still has the forward position. I would say Armenians are superior than Dravidians in the late game, so he has that going for him as well. And now 2 more longswords go to the right, so he's avoiding Hera's army. Quick walls from Hera to keep them out. He gets those quick walls down, but now
he's sniping all the archers too.
And there's another longsword there. Man, are these units strong.
They're so good in Feudal Age here. And look at the resources from Yo. Really, really solid. Taking advantage of the food in the center. And if he gets a fortified church set up there, and maybe, I mean, I saw MBL try and go two-handed swordsman. It looked like junk in Castle Age. So maybe you just continue with the longswords or something, or try something else. But this is a decent setup for Yo, all things considered.
Yeah, it really is. I think I love the change of game plan. He said, all right, clearly I'm not going to be able to fight Hera where he's expecting me, so let's just split up into a bunch of different positions. And listen, Hera can defend really well, but if you keep him defending, that's where you've got chances. And that's Yo's game plan now. And I look back at his eco at home. He can shift the mule carts around to bigger woodlines if he needs to. His eco setup with farms is good. And then he still has the Vils in the middle.
He's trying to go for another sneaky dock, but look at Hera with a galley. He'll see that. There's no other reason why Yo would be over on this little peninsula either.
Yeah, but two Vils could probably build that against a galley if Hera's not paying attention.
And I don't think Hera realizes that's happening. So he might see that he's pushed away a villager, but Yo's going to go for the sneakiest dock of all time out on the edge.
Hera only has 150 stone left in the north. So if he wants to go for a castle, he's going to need to buy some. And his gold situation is, again, horrible here. It's horrendous. Here he moves through the middle, though. Ooh, Hera's archers get a little close there.
Yeah, Yo snipes the archers again. Hera just gifted those to him.
Yeah, I think we're starting to be reminded. Yo doesn't go away. And he can make Hera work here. Still great clear up there on the skirms. Like, that's still not good for Yo.
And that galley from Hera was patrolling the shoreline, but it doesn't go to the edge. So it's not going to spot the dock from Yo.
Here come the skirms to the middle. Yo is getting squires. Already has two-handed swordsmen. Yo will lose his tower on the front. Now Hera moves out, so nice patience there. Yo will also lose his range on the front, so he's going to be struggling for military. But Hera sees the barracks and respects it a bit. If only he had the 5 more archers, I think he'd be a little bit more comfortable, but still that's a lot of skirms in the mix as well.
It's 2 extra TCs and a university, so that gives you an idea of how good Hera's eco was, and that 200 wood from Dravidian's actually coming in clutch here as Gambeson's now comes in from Mr. Yo. He ejects, he's going to chase this away. He does not have the fortified church in the middle yet, so he's not having anywhere for those villagers to run.
I mean, the way this is trending, I might want to build that church at home. Just in case you lose the middle.
Two-handed swordsman? Oh, boy.
All right. I mean, he's playing to his Civ bonuses. He still has the docks on the right side. Fires could come in. Snipe some of Hera's fish. Hera doesn't have a ton. And there's the church for Yo. So, yeah, forget the defensive church. He goes for the forward one, free relic, and warrior priest in queue to pick up the one right next to it.
Two-handed swordsman is just, it doesn't give you that much. It gives you a little bit of attack, a little bit of HP, but like...
Yeah, but it gives them an extra hand, bro.
True.
I don't know if they lose any length with the upgrade or what. I think two-handed swordsmen look way better than champion. I'm in that camp. They also
I think
look
so
cool.
too. I like the little shoulder pad things that they got.
It looks nice.
I also feel like they feel so underwhelming, man.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there.
All right, Yo, how do you defend against this? It's a TC. A lot of exposed eco here, though.
Hera just booming massively behind this. And when you go middle buildings or forward buildings and your attack falls off, one counter attack can completely ruin you here. And Hera sees the town center. Look how many vills are building this. Horrible situation for Yo. The TC will go up. That's the positive. But it's 63 eco for Hera, and it is 43 for Yo with a lot of idols.
Okay, Yo has tracked down some of the fishing ships from Hera, but he hasn't gotten them all. And he's got 2 docks over there, but it was a little too ambitious, right? He went for the docks, he went for War Galley, but he wasn't really able to do anything with it yet. And now the two-handed swordsman diving for damage, but they're just gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, he was hoping Hera was 1 TC. He doesn't even know that Hera has a whole nother TC completely saturated with farms in the north. Like, Hera's macro is just so good. And now the normal thinking for Hera is get to stone and castle the middle. You only lose this game if you lose control of the middle now. And with ballistics coming in, the only unit Yo can do anything is probably Siege. And where's he even producing the Siege from? He's producing it from home.
From home, yeah. He needs to deal with that army. He doesn't notice the relic right next to his fortified church either. Let's see if he grabs it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, he'll get it.
He does. Okay.
There he goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mangano, excuse me, is there. Hera not paying attention for a second. And his fire galley comes in. And crossbow's moving in towards the church now. Yo sees that. Garrison's in the church as he drops TC number 2. Again, Yo's... It feels like Yo understands he's really far behind, and he has to hold on to that middle area. Here, Hera doesn't even have to micro. This is Hera putting on a show because he knows he's super far ahead. I would argue. He can just wait for these crossbows to come in.
TC now from Hera.
Yeah, on stone. On stone. Bow saw's in. Horse collar's in. Wheelbarrow completes for Hera. He's just flying right now. Oh. Those crossbows. Styling on the Mangonel. 3 minutes of TC idle time for Hera this whole game. 2 minutes for Yo. But the Vil difference is crazy strong for Hera. And that Mangonel is just it's keeping Hera... It's keeping Yo busy more than it's keeping Hera busy. Am I crazy, though? Like, this micro here is because he knows he's super far ahead. And
yeah, it's because he's bored of making villagers at home.
It's okay. Yeah. It is risk. Like, it's a risk that you really don't even have to take. But if you can, we'll keep Yo there. It takes Yo's attention elsewhere.
The no move micro. Oh, no, dude. Yo would have just nuked that entire group if he had just right-clicked them. Instead, he attacked rounds, and for the one time in his life, Hera wasn't looking.
I missed it.
Oh, God.
The right side. Fire v fire. Hera will defend. Fish doesn't matter all that much to Hera's eco at this point. Yo needs to, like, smash Hera in the face with something, so Hera has to stop with all this nonsense. Hera needs to be building up enough army to take the middle right now. Or potentially, maybe not. Maybe he just castles the shoreline, and then he can go imp.
The shoreline.
Yeah.
You can castle the shoreline, go imp, win water, and you're good.
Because there's enough gold on the outside where you don't really need the middle.
Yep.
So.
Well, when you win water, if you're faster up to imp, it's just...
You then take the middle.
It's over.
Basically. Yeah. And stone counts there for Yo. And he drops another siege workshop in the middle. So this feels like because he wants a Mangonel to be able to go forward castle. And will it be too little too late, though? With Hera this far ahead.
Resources for Yo climbing, but Hera's resources looking really solid. If he were to sell some of his food, he could just go up to imp. He's selling a little bit of food. He's thinking about it. Another monk goes down from Yo because the crossbows are still micring, and the skirmishers clear up the scorpion. That's wonderful. Just non-elite skirms clearing up a scorpion. That's fantastic.
He's just got so much time. He's got such a healthy lead that he can, even if it's considered risky to micro all of this, that's where he can focus his attention. Now, the army from Hera is behind Yo's TC. And so Yo will go for a castle there. And Hera's on the way to imp. Hera won't see that. But Hera's building the castle. Oh, no, he did see that with the fire. So he will build his own castle. So he can aim for trebs. And, I mean... I'm running out of ideas for Yo here. If he's not imp, down by 40 vils, it feels like Hera is inevitably just going to treb that castle down and win this game on water.
Transport ship, petards, snipe the MTC right now.
Which one's the MTC?
Well, that you're just gonna have to.
You have to guess.
Gonna have to guess.
Hera,
25%, buddy.
Hera moving the army to the left side. Yo knows that army's probably gone this direction. He's patrolling his mangonels this way. But the siege is... Oh, well, no, there is one mangonel there.
Here comes another castle. Forward castle from Hera. Oh, that mangonel was so close to denying that. He's going to get it up on the hill, though, and that's a brutal position for Yo.
Yeah, and Yo has to spend...
The fact Hera is pushing in here with this army against this mangonel with 2 straggler trees there is wild.
I mean, even in the previous game, he lost the previous game, but the things he's doing now is because he knows I can't lose, right? Like, it's a complete shift of mentality where he just feels like he's so much better. Imagine how good it must feel as well to be this good on the biggest stage. Like, he's just having fun. And you feel it on the other side as well. Like, if you're Yo, you're just like, yeah, I'm just the worst player. And he's proving that to me time and time again.
Yep. The classic Yo response. That's the imp TC as well, by the way. Classic Yo response, when you ask him why he lost, he said, I'm bad. That's what he will say. I'm just bad.
Well, it's not a best of 7. It's a best of 9. Hera will have to win one more, but it's tough to imagine that Yo can possibly beat Hera when how good he's played. And I think Yo did try something different. He went for the long swords and towers. He did have some good moments, but in the end, those moments weren't consistent enough. Hera makes it happen. Again, just booming his way out of trouble. And, you know, for me, I just keep thinking about that first game right now. Right? Like, that first game, if it went slightly differently, where the whole tune of the series might have changed, but now Yo's got to win 4 in a row. Gonna be tricky. Game number 6, excuse me. And Hera's gone for the Mongols. Great hunting civ. 50% of the time you get rhinos instead of boars. And Hera lucks out because there's more food on those rhinos. They did get them here. But big question on how he plays with that extra food income here, Dave.
I mean, also big question for Yo, because Incas is not one of the usual civs on this map. We usually see Malians or Japanese, right? Portuguese comes out quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Incas isn't on that list. So I wonder what Yo is going to play with them.
Yeah, I mean, most of the civs we see played on this map have wood discounts. And Incas do kind of have that because their houses give them extra pop space.
And they get the houses for free in Nineville start.
Yep.
Just immediately.
So you do have wood savings there. And then we also see good infantry civs, which Incas is. And then we see a lot of archers, which Incas have. So that's not bad.
Is Yo coming forward to lame or is he coming forward to dock?
He doesn't see the water.
Okay.
So he walked a little too far. This could be good for him because if Hera does come to dock, he will already have taken that position. And Hera
is coming over here, and Yo walls up. Yo always walls up in Stockville, which is good. Some people don't do that. Eagle takes the first couple of hits against the scout, but he does get hit with a single shot from the villager. I still think you win the 1v1 in the Dark Age with the Eagle there. Maybe not after that hit.
Is there?
Yeah, you still win it.
Yeah, he gets that 2-tile hit there, which will frustrate Hera. There's an argument for just Vil fighting this back the second you finish your dock if you're Yo.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, especially considering the scoreline. Just slowing Hera down from docking is already a massive advantage.
Yeah, and Hera needs to send another villager, which he's doing right now, over to the other side. Now, Yo should realize that and try and send his Eagle over there and see what he could do.
Hera kind of shifting game plan, too. He goes for a mining camp. I don't think that was the initial plan. He wants really fast archers now. Or it could be fast forward dock to try and disrupt this area with fires. But that's a nice win for Yo.
I also like the adaptation there from Hera. Obviously, the mining camp uses a bit of that wood that you're not using on the dock. But he sent some of the other villagers back to food off of wood because he's like, okay, I'm gonna be floating so much. So that was really, really nice. Now he sends them back onto wood. Now that he's got the dock on the right side. Yo already with the 2 fishing ships, so better eco theoretically for Yo. But you look at the res collected, and it's the Mongols in full effect here for Hera.
Yeah, but the hunt
300 res.
the hunt is gone. That's not there anymore. And Yo has 2 fishing ships that will be dropping off food that Hera doesn't have. So I think that's actually even now. And Inca's also had the extra llama, which is nice. Like this is good. Hera did not want to be disrupted with that dock. And when he was disrupted with the dock before, he said in the interview, it was just GG. Now he lost a villager there. But still, like, you're just behind. And that's
Hera
kind
comes
of
back across the other way with the villager now to make a dock on the other side. So they flip sides here a little bit on the dock positions on this pond.
Well, I was curious why Hera went to gold. And he didn't build a barracks. And then his other Vil got spotted by the eagle. So it makes sense that he would sneak across here. It's very creative, though, to just walk across the middle like that. And Yo might not check that shoreline. Yo might just assume that Hera will never be here. But you can't assume.
He didn't see the Vil on the dock to the right, which is a little bit weird, right?
True, but you're never expecting the Vil to walk through the middle, though. You're thinking that Hera's Vil might sneak forward to your base, or that Vil would build a second dock on that pond, probably?
Yo just canceled the 4th fishing ship he had coming out here.
And Hera needs to check as well with his own fish. Both players should be doing this. It feels way more likely Hera will check with his fish because this is natural that this would happen. And he's checking with his fish. He will find the dock and know about this. And now Yo is checking, and Yo sees it too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really nice from both of them.
It's also super weird, the positions of the docks and the timing of when they've come up. It's really interesting. And I think you're hoping that you take the good initial water battles so you can get onto Land's army a bit faster. But what might be nice here, Dave, is if the Inca player just builds a barracks and just makes a couple eagles a while. You don't need to go archer range.
No.
And just get some eagles on the map. Hera's timing is massive here. The fast feudal age paying off with the fishing ship kill. And Yo will probably lose the second one. Hera will be happy with that. But close game. And the fear of the Mongols slowly starts to slip away in feudal age and early castle. They don't have any hunt to take now. I think Yo's just getting completely overrun on this pond. Loses his fish. Hasn't been able to kill Hera's fish. He has to be really careful with his villagers as well.
Hera spotted the range from Yo.
Yep, great scouting. He also knows that Vil is weak. So his scout is over here immediately. Yeah, he's not messing around here.
And both of these eagles coming in are also weak from Yo. So it's good harassment on the gold with a couple of eagles, but weak. So they will die to the villagers. And Yo needs to constantly keep an eye on that. The villager snipe was great from Hera. Means no repairs over on the other side. And a good demo from Mr. Yo, but Hera still has a villager to repair the fires on the left.
I mean, Hera needs a barracks now, right? Like you've won the ponds essentially. The one pond you could still lose, but you're fishing there. You need army now because eagles and archers are coming over. I know the KD looks good.
He's trying to track it.
Yeah, he is really trying to track that. The KD looks great for Hera, but this is the risk of not investing into land a little bit earlier. I love the tower though. I love the fact his scout is there on the archer even just to slow it down. I don't think he'll kill it. But if he kills that, that's incredible. And he does get the kill. That's crazy.
He does get it. And he also demoed the villager from Yo on the left dock.
Okay, so that feels dead too.
So this is just everything going wrong for Yo once again.
Well, one villager kill happened for Yo, but that's pretty much it. And now Hera has very little land army to deal with. It's all low HP after the Vil fight. His scout's still alive. And he should be okay with the timing on the range.
And he clears up the fires again on the right after Yo got a great demo. So many weak fires from Hera over there. Yo needs a victory somewhere. And he's sending 2 villagers forward. So he's going to try and what? Tower this gold?
The victory is that Hera's housed right now due to the multitasking. So Yo won't recognize this, but Hera falls off with some population because of that. Yo could get 2 kills on the right if he focuses the proper demos, or fires rather. All super close.
Dude, at this point,
don't make a demo. Yeah, don't make a demo. Make a fire.
Oh my goodness.
And there's another tower from, wow, not another tower. That's a tower out of nowhere from Yo.
From Yo, yep.
What in the world is that?
Villagers all the way forward. Nice demo from Yo. On the other side, he clears that up. He's got another fire, but so does Hera. And Hera takes out the dock on the left, so he can start fish booming there. Wallen's coming from Mr. Yo, and Hera's going to rush this down. And this tower was just
not enough.
Always a bad idea.
If he had that army, like when he brought the Vills forward, he probably had enough army to justify the tower, but Hera took such good engagements on the army. Now he can just batter down this tower. Yo is repairing, but that tower is not going to stay up, and Hera can click up to Castle Age.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Hera. Again, there was a chance that maybe he went for some high-risk, high-reward strategy, but it is, like, the goal here is to win the final, and he has pulled no punches here with Mongols. He's played it as aggressively as possible. The start was obviously awkward. He has an awkward moment here because he can't click up yet. There he goes. But he's just swatting Yo away every time. Everything Yo tries, he just can't kill him.
Yo even has to go for like the desperation mill on the deer to try and get food to go up. Oof.
It's just the value. So like people like to say Age of Empires is a macro strategy game. And it is. It is. But if you can get more value from less units, it completely changes how you approach it, right? And the KD's the whole story here. The res collected's close. But Hera's value from his fights have changed this one, and then he doesn't need to invest into upgrades. Like, he didn't have fletching at all until just now. Just the timing at which you do things shifts. And now, Dave, is when a stable and Lancers is sick with the Mongols.
They're trying to save this villager. Trying to save her, and he's going to get her back to the tower. Yo just wants 1 villager kill. Nice little quick gate there, and the delete.
Yep.
Not even a single tick of damage there. Yo still trying to harass the fish on the right pond, but Hera has another fire galley coming out. Should be fine to defend there. And Yo is now realizing, I just need to get up to Castle Age.
Yeah, the only
need to go immediately.
The only thing that's surprising me is we haven't seen that stable yet from Hera. That or even villagers onto stone to get a second TC could be potentially work. He will lose his fish on the right side, so there's some wins for Yo. But Yo's going to have his work cut out for him defending from these range units. Hera has the resources to go Castle Age again if he wanted to, before Yo even clicks up.
But he can't spend. He's going to spend it on like crossbow upgrade, bodkin, bow saw. Actually, he canceled crossbow.
Yeah, well, he's 3 archers. So maybe he thought twice about that. Okay, Hera builds the market. I guess to maybe buy some stone, balance out his res. He brings his range units to snipe the Dockville. He gets that. He also sees the demo and will actually snipe the demo from distance. Remember, he has free fish on the left and that pond. And now he'll probably recover the right-hand pond. And now 2 minutes away from Yo. I mean, still so freaking far away from Castle Age. It's not even close.
Massing up Eagles. Hera's just going to add some more fish. She's going to go for a second town center as well. And there's the stable right there from Hera. So he knew he had plenty of time.
Yeah, and he goes for that second town center first. It's been pretty quiet early Castle Age in Yo's main economy. This could have been way worse.
Way worse. Couple step lancers, and this is a big problem.
So, population's still even, but Hera has Bodkin. And Palisade Gates are never going to be enough there. And 1 villager goes down. Hera will probably expect this army to die. So he's getting what value he can. And he uses the archers on the Ville. He uses the skirms on the archers that are in the group. And the rest of the army Yo's going to have is very vulnerable against Lancers. So that's a great engagement for Hera.
I mean, Hera's adding a second stable. His food eco right now for Hera is not great, but he does have both pawns available. So he can start adding more fishing ships and getting that food eco up and running. A third town center, actually, for Hera.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
2
big
stable, 3 TC on 7 on food?
I mean, Yo's way back into this game is if he can somehow defend from the next... Well, I was going to say wave of Lancers, but this is one Lancer. So, yeah, you're absolutely right.
His food eco is not there.
His food eco is not great. Yeah. He'll balance it out. Like, the farms are coming up, and Yo will have a terrible time breaking him, but... It's never this simple, but in Age of Empires, 2 TC usually beats 1 TC, because you're floating a lot of extra res to make army. 1 TC can beat 3 TC, because the 3 TC guy is like going for the big eco investment. Oh, maybe Yo has a chance there. Monk from Hera pops out at the wrong time. He loses that. And still waiting for more Lancers from Hera.
5 TC versus 13 TC.
What's the map?
Well, it does. I just thought there was just rules. It sounded like there were rules.
Well, rule is maybe the wrong word. But if you really want, we could talk about that. I think Yo needs the middle. He needs a monastery. He needs some aggression here. And again,
he is on stone, and he does have gold if he wants to buy it. Like Yo could just shift click, buy stone, and slap down a castle at the front of Hera's base.
There's no better time.
There's
no better time to try something crazy than now. But Hera is just ignoring the Eagles, and the Lancers come to the middle. And that's going to be the issue. And that's enough Lancers now where those Eagles should very much struggle. Even if the Lancers don't have upgrades.
The elite skirm tech here from Yo really not paying off at all. I think he saw the range units and he thought Hera was going into more skirms.
Yo is in let's make what I can mode, you know? And the Lancers kill off the Eagles at home. Hera gets the clear up. Hera also sees the monastery in the middle. Hera, no bloodlines, no armor on these Lancers. Needs to have one of those upgrades.
Yeah, they're dying really, really quickly to the Eagles at the moment.
Yeah.
TC and then the castle, Yo. TC and then a castle forward, like in his base.
You know what's better than a Lancer? A foot Lancer. Kamiyuk, let's go.
Okay.
Actually, don't. I guess Elite Kamiyuk destroy Elite Step Lancer, but...
Bro, how does Hera have 35 on food now?
Oh
my god.
I mean...
The farm eco is just insane now.
I agree, and it's... But this has been so relaxed for the last 5 minutes. I was almost thinking he'd have a few more with what we think of him. Like, this is...
Come the Step Lancers. Say goodbye to your woodline, Mr. Yo.
Really doable for Yo. He's been so far behind. The Lancers run in. The only way Hera loses this game now is if he throws villagers when he comes to build the middle castle. I think that's his plan. Oh, okay. No overchop for Yo. But Lancers are still running around. Yo's still fighting. Yo gets the conversion. Yo's army moves in on the farms. And Hera, still not a big army count. And just now getting his first armor upgrade on the Lancers.
Yo with the monks actually manages to defend quite well. And Hera only takes out 1 monk. He loses like 5 Step Lancers there. So actually decent there for Yo. Maybe a little bit of an open window to go for that castle forward. The ideal castle would probably be on the right side in between the 2 TCs where all the farms are. But he doesn't even know about that.
Hera might just go... I was thinking middle castle, but while that wins you the game, you're already kind of going to win the game.
Just go defensive castle. Yeah, you got 44 on food. Even just wait for Yo to go forward with his, and then place yours right on top of it.
I mean, Yo does have some monks, so any Lancers you send forward can be converted, but Hera's really ramping up on the upgrades now and converts one of the Lancers back. We'll see, because normally it's get the stone for a castle, drop a castle. So if he's patient, he clearly has plans for the middle. He's waiting. He'll win a fight. Things are looking pretty good here. Hera can take the finals here. Where are the villagers? He sees the monks. He backs away. Still no villagers, but still banking up the stone here.
I just like, what's the plan for Yo here? He's getting ballistics.
The plan for Yo doesn't want to resign because he's a champ who likes to fight, and he hasn't been killed yet, so he's literally just waiting for Hera to kill him. I guess, like, you could try Crossbow Monk is good, but I just can't think of anything he can do besides hold the middle with everything he's got right now.
Step Lancer's coming in again. Okay, Yo walls off the wood line, but that's a lot of Step Lancers, man. He is a fighter. You have to give him that. He will keep going until the very end. And Hera's just going to keep picking away at his eco. And there's the defensive castle for Hera. He's got enough stone for another one.
Yeah.
So now suddenly you're not just dealing with Step Lancers. You're dealing with Mangadai as well.
Yep. And
that's
Hera,
a problem. And Imperial Age.
And the only risk for Hera to lose was if he went to the middle where Yo's waiting for him. So he drops the defensive castle. He'll click up to Imp here. And Yo says, I need to take some risks.
This is 10 minutes too late, dude. He should have done this at the beginning of Castle Age.
Well, here we go.
Like, and this
better
is
late
exactly
than never.
Where he needed it.
Better late than never, dude. And Hera will drop another castle on the left.
Yep.
I mean, if there's anything we could be critical of with Hera, he was very low with army with this lead.
Right.
And that castle's kind of nightmarish to deal with, but that's not his Imp TC, fortunately.
I think he had his MTC as the one to the right, and then he canceled it and went on the
one further back,
further right one,
just in case. Yeah.
God, that is the moldiest, mossiest castle ever. That's my least favorite castle in the game currently.
That's not mold, dude. That's just what it is. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Now the wonder.
The wonder
on the other hand.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah. Well, Hera's still not making any units here. It's just Vils and TCs and Vils and TCs. I see a couple Mangadai in queue. That could be a good move. Really, though, Yo's not going to have an answer to Trebs. And I really wouldn't put it past most players to tap out when they see Imp here. The monks get sniped. The TC's getting denied. The Lancers come in at the perfect time from Hera, just out of nowhere. And the amazing value that he continues to get continues. The TC will be denied at 98%.
Boy, he can't even, 97.76. Absolutely brutal. He found the castle on the right. GG, congrat. Comes out from Yo and Hera. Your Warlords 4 champions. So that's like S tier tournament number 12 or something ridiculous.
He's too good,
He's
man.
got the streak going.
He's too good. He's too good. And the people who I thought could topple Hera were the players that Yo was able to beat in miraculous fashion in the earlier rounds, right? The player who gives Hera a really tough task tends to be Leary. Yo was able to have the 3-1 comeback, win 4-3 against him, and then you had Viper in the earlier rounds. Yo had an amazing tournament. He's a beastly player, deserves all the respect. Of course, to see him struggle the last moments here is just because of his opponent, Hera. So Hera was prepared. Hera's consistent. His macro's just so good. It feels like most of the time he's just like, come and break me. Come and break me. And it's on the back of some really nice offense, too. So he can get a nice lead and then just boom to victory. Sick performance. Hera is the standard in AoE. There's no doubt about it.
It's a pretty high one, too. Jeez.
I just
Can't
wonder.
Just let it be a little competitive, Hera? Especially like after that first game. If Yo had taken the win in that first game, would we have a different set?
Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to say. I think those are the types of games there's a lot of Hera sets where there's this really big, crazy back and forth game, and if he wins that, it ends up like a 5-1 scoreline. Yo could have been feeling a lot better about things if that wasn't a loss, but even still, you got to win so many, and Hera's just so freaking good. So it's Hera's job to win. He's pretty good at it, and you love to see someone who puts so much time and effort into the game have their preparation pay off. So, as expected, the favorite wins. Congratulations to Hera, and good final despite the scoreline, Dave. I want to say thank you to Memb and his team for hosting an event that's gone on for about a month now.
If you want to see the interview,
And
go over there now. Okay.
Yep. If you want to see Hera be interviewed, that's going to be over on Mem's stream. But Dave, good set, dude. Good set.
Yeah. It was fun. We had some good ones coming down the line. I mean, just even being able to cast the set yesterday was fun too. So, boy,
it was good. And now we've got up next for AB2, we've got some team games. Starting this week, I think there's a 2v2 tournament. Cartographers should be sick.
Yep.
But there'll be more time to talk about that. I'm gonna peace out, dude. Thanks for joining up.
Yep. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Later, guys.
See ya.